Hi guys. Dev, you're early. Guys, if you're coming on, please share the video. If you're here, please send a comment. Let me know that you're here. For all my first timers, thanks for joining. For all my returning peeps, thanks for coming back. Dev is excited. As usual, guys, share the video. Really, Leah? I see Pure Smiles, Jamaica. I don't know how my guests find time to be commenting on the live. Hey, Georgine. So as usual, guys, call the peeps, tell them that we're starting. You know that we always start on time. Let the Instagram peeps know that we're live. If you were on last week, let me know what you liked about last week. Let me know what you're expecting this week. What do you think about the concept? What do you think about the idea? Did it benefit you? That's a good question. So Shanique, so because Trudy on the live tonight, you reach over here. All right. Okay. Hi, Miss Edwards. Thanks for joining. Hi, Dana. A lot is going on online tonight, so I'm not going to be waiting on the 50 to start. So, hi, LaShawn. It's your first time. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't, please share the live. I see more persons on YouTube than Facebook. YouTube massive, I get large, man. Sorry. Thanks, Dana. I try. So, if you have been following the page, if you have been seeing the flyers, we're still on the journey to self-discovery. But tonight we have 3 completely different guests. Last week we had Devi, we had Chantel, and we had Taniel. And we just answered some questions some very deep, reflective questions that really cause you to think and think about who you are and where your headspace is and where your heart is and how you view life, that sort of stuff. So this week we have Leah on, we have Trudy, and we have Sha. And based on the personalities of these 3, I know that it's going to be quite an interesting night. So if you haven't, please share the video. Tell the Instagram peeps that we're live. Tell a friend that we're live. And we're going to get started. Let me see who I should bring on first. So I'm going to bring on the guests one by one, and they're going to introduce themselves. I see Leah is looking the most ready. So I'm going to bring on Leah first. And of course, while we're asking questions, feel free to grab your journal and make your notes, because we're going to engage you as the audience. And if you have questions, we'd like to know if you have questions to ask in relation to the conversation that we're having. And so we can just have a good, meaningful 2 hours of solid conversation, okay? So I'm going to bring on Leah, and Leah is going to introduce herself, tell us what she does and one thing she loves.
Woo! Hi, Amoy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you so much for having me tonight. It's my pleasure, and it's also an honor to be on your live. Yeah, I feel honored. But let me introduce myself to the people. Good night, everybody. My name is Leah Caruthers, and I am the brand manager at Honeyborn Jamaica. And so, you know, that's marketing. And one thing that I love nature. I love nature, like scenic.
I thought you were going to say makeup because I was going to say one thing other than makeup.
Yeah, that's why I never, girl, I watch your lives, you know, so I know, you know. So I never fell for that one. So I love nature. I love scenic trips. Hi, everybody. Thanks for the shout outs. I'm seeing you. Hi. Thank you, Amoy.
So, Trudy, you ready?
Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, Amoy. Let me say like, Leah, thanks for having me here.
I feel like I'm in a club with some very wealthy black women, you know?
Stop it. Trudy,
I
so
received that word.
So, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Trudy Ann with an IE, not with a Y, not with a I. Trudy Ann Morgan. I am a personal assistant for a very prestigious person. Let's leave it at that. One thing I love a lot of things. So I really love Jesus because I feel like he gives life perspective. And so whatever else I love, it will flow from him. So yeah, I really love Jesus. That's my Christian girl answer.
So give me a non-Christian girl answer.
Um, I really love my family. I come from a very, very big family. And I also have an extended family in my in-laws, and I just really love my family. Like everybody just so my in-laws are my actual family. God bless me real good.
So I'm going to call this one the firecracker of the four tonight.
oh yes.
Hi, everybody. Good night. Hi, everybody on the live. What's up? Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much for having me. Hon, I really appreciate it. Are my nerves showing? Because I'm a little nervous. Okay. All right. Let me just calm down. All right. Ready? Mm-hmm. Oh, my fifth top woman. Right. Okay. Right. I'm supposed to do this myself. Okay. Right. I'm Shaf, more popularly known as So Sassy Makeup Artist. I do makeup, lash extension. My mother is like,
hi, Auntie Carol.
Hi, Carol.
No, mommy, the only thing in your hand. Hi. Yeah, she don't want to show. Yeah, so I do makeup, lash extensions, microblading, and I also have a university by the name of Sassiversity. And we teach you how to do lash extensions and microblading. And what I love to do, Lord, I like making people happy. I like making people feel comfortable around me. And I just like having conversations that I wouldn't say pick my brain, but because we're having this right now and I'm hella nervous. But I just like having conversations that, yeah. We're nice, we're vibey, we have a buzz. We have a buzz.
So, ladies, welcome. Nice to have you tonight. I'm looking forward to tonight's conversation. So, general question just to start, and I'm going to start in the order in which it came on. So
But not laughing.
I'm very grateful. God is a good God.
You're just going past next.
general question. How important is self-discovery in the journey of evolving into complete womanhood?
Could you repeat? Can I have the Can I have the definition? All right. So I guess I'll start. For me, self-discovery really sets the precedence for, evolving as a woman on a whole. I say that because, when you find out who you are, it actually puts a lot of things in perspective. It actually helps you to, I refer to it more as self-actualization. And I feel like when you, and purpose, and a lot of, for me, the center of self-discovery is really purpose, and figuring out what your purpose is. And I find out once I discovered what my purpose was, it led me and continues to lead me on the road of self-discovery, because I find you learn something new about yourself. And so for me, I don't think I can ever reach total womanship if self-discovery isn't, so self-discovery is a journey that I would have to take to reach total womanship. And what I say to you though, Amo, is I don't know if when I reach 60 I'm going to still be on this journey, or when I reach 80, because I find that every single day I learn something new about myself. And not that my purpose changes, but it shifts on the day-to-day basis, based on the activities that's going on. I mean, your main purpose, which is to serve God, remains. But I think I'm talking a bit too much. That's it for me. I can talk,
Let's talk a little bit longer because it's me next.
But say Trudy can go like she say.
Nothing of me. Repeat the question one more time. If you have to repeat it for the power too. Repeat it one more time.
Oh yeah.
How important is self-discovery or self-actualization, as Leah puts it, on the journey to complete womanhood?
So I think it's of course of utmost importance. In order for you to actually realize that you're a woman, you have to come into a place of realizing yourself, and what woman is to you, past a gender or past what society thinks a woman should be. It is understanding who you are, who God says you are, and really grabbing hold of that reality, and having what the Lord says about you, and also the things that He's allowed in your life to form the person who you are, to really evolve you into being the woman that you're supposed to be, and not just the woman who people think you're supposed to be. Yeah. The actual you, the real you. So,
yeah. What Shafawa look like?
I think it is.
Remember your prayer this morning.
Oh my God, that prayer.
Come on.
Let's not go there. Anyways.
Go there, sis.
I know. So I absolutely think that it is super important, because if we don't know who we are, then it's gonna be hard for somebody else to know who we are, because then that is how I feel like we can set boundaries for persons. You know what I mean? That's how, if we know ourselves, then we're going to be able to let persons know how to treat us.
Yeah.
And we're going to know in ourselves how we want to be treated. You know what I mean? And I totally agree with Leah when she said that, she don't feel like she can stop, because I agree. I feel like that's something that it's actually daily for me. I always try to feed myself with stuff that kind of prepares me for that whole world. And I feel like the closer we get to that, I don't feel like we can fully like grasp it, because it's something, because we're continuously evolving. And so I feel like it's extremely important. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yes, sis.
Oh, man, question.
Yeah.
That's all me. My memory bad.
So to start off, what you guys want to go light or you want to go heavy?
Whoa!
Anything that I tell you to do.
Or
Yeah.
anything?
Just open up your ears.
You probably tell you that we want to stay light all night. So
It's a good thing that God doesn't operate in our comfort zones, amen?
Come on.
Very familiar.
Come on.
All right, so I think this is kind of light. So before I ask who wants to go first, is that a yes, Steph?
No, I was actually saying hi to Lashawn.
So who answered last a while ago? I go first. No.
Don't it?
Yeah. That have a buzz shaft.
All right, so first question, and it's probably easy for Shaf. So first question is, what could life possibly be teaching you right now?
Jesus, I'm gonna put on my foot. Must say.
Oh God.
Life is teaching me to be brave. I'm usually a brave person, but I'm not lie. You see that part of my life? It don't want me to come right out.
You know what I realize? I realize that for each season of life you go into, it's like a whole different level of vulnerability and a whole different level of drought.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I'm telling you.
True.
Oh gosh, living it.
Right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
And listen, it is actually testing my faith, to be honest, because I have never, I remember just telling you what it is. I'm not considering moving. I am supposed to be moving from my location of operation. And I talk about it now, I get so emotional because it's something that's like, honestly, it's as though it kind of scare me, because me as a girl, I operate from my mother shop from just a start out, and I end up leaving and going elsewhere, and then I'm where I'm at now. And for me, if I say, oh my gosh, I'm gonna actually have my own location, it is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
It's like the first thing I think about, oh my gosh, making up the rent. Oh my gosh. Like, honestly, it's like, it just, yeah. So, it's a whole different level of ball game right there.
That's a mustard seed. The rent, I got pay when you have $10 in your bank account.
Come on.
Come
on.
Trust me.
That's a word.
Take it from me. All you have to do, I just do what God tell you to do, and him take care of the rest. Literally.
He might longer than you, so let me tell you. You see what Mr. God is a God of miracles? To me, your 5 years, miracles.
Wow.
Testimony service after this when we're done.
Amen. Can't wait. Ready for it.
Yeah.
Ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what life is teaching me, to just jump out, like without a life jacket, that kind of vibe. Honestly.
I'm glad you said the life jacket. I'm glad you said the life jacket, because I think it's my turn to answer now, Amoy.
Yeah.
And right now, what life is teaching me, or actually what is actually just reminding me that change is constant. And even though this COVID-19 thing came and put everything on pause, God was like, no, you're not on pause, sis. Like, so when I was like sitting back and getting comfortable, like, and I think it was ordained by God. It's something that I can't really expound on right now, but sooner or later you guys will know. But I am also making a very big change, and it started in the COVID situation, and nobody would think that, because everybody thinks that life is paused in this COVID situation.
Yeah, don't.
Say, which life right now is just showing me that change is inevitable. Whether we have a disease that taking over the nation and the government lockdown, everything, change is gonna happen. And it's just, I knew that change was inevitable before this situation, but right now it just proved to me. Life right now just proved to me that change is inevitable, and it shows me where God. Yeah, boy, guys, I get emotional to talk about it because, but that's what those two things that life is teaching me right now. Change is inevitable, and that comfort isn't your friend. That's it. Comfort isn't your friend. Yeah.
Nothing grows in comfort.
Yeah.
I think it's so amazing the way how God does things individually, but then when you hear the testimony of the other saints and the people around you that are also in a process of trusting the Lord, you realize how intensely everybody's stories like webbed together, even though we're all having our own experiences.
Yeah.
And so for me, like that thing of change is, trust me, and not sitting in comfort. I think in this time, the Lord has drawn me out of a comfort zone to a place where I have grown in intentionality, and I've been really trying to grab hold with it with all of my life, because it's hard, especially when you don't have a discipline of being intentional. And also He's teaching me how to steward the things that He's given to me. And that takes coming out of your comfort zone, because if you're comfortable, you do life any old way that you feel fit, you don't honor your friendships, you don't honor your marriage, you don't honor your family. It's whatever you want, and it's all about you. But God has been really drawing me into this place of, what have I given you? And what are you doing with the things that I've given to you? How are you honoring me through the things that I've given to you? And how are you being intentional about honoring these things? And so like life now, big girl business. And that's a tip for me.
Big girl team.
Joby!
I know.
Oh God.
That was great, Trudy.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I want to sound nervous.
Bad.
This one may be a bit triggering. I'm sensing that it may be a bit triggering. But who do you need to forgive but haven't yet?
Can I go first? You need to go first now, right?
Yeah, you can go first.
Yeah, we're starting at the beginning.
I bless the Lord that He's given me. Safa, are you all right?
Huh?
You good? We're praying for you. We're praying for you, girl.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I thank the Lord that He's given me the opportunity to have experienced things throughout my years in life that would require for me to be quick to forgive. Because I'm very saucy. And so my other people in my house. Also, because the Lord has, as a part of my calling, the Lord has drawn me to a place of intercession, and He will not hear me if I am not in a place of forgiveness. And so I'm quick to forgive people, like on an individual basis. But I need to forgive the church and or race for holding on to things that we should have let go off of because we're more mature than that. I need to forgive my race for not loving each other enough, but also being quick to be judge and juror and prosecutor of people who offend our race. We treat each other terrible, but then if we're offended by somebody else, it's just like, yo, make a gang up, and I'm just like, I gotta be real, I not gonna be real, like what we are do. And where the church is concerned, I need to forgive the church for not being the church. And I need to forgive the church for not being mature in a way that I thought I should have been mature in at a certain time where I felt I was mature, which is really pride.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so it's a process. It's a process because the truth is, when the Lord matures you, you realize that you have the opportunity to empathize with people and to love them from His heart. And so I am a member of the church. I am a part of the body of the church, and I am a part of Mary.
Yeah.
And the call of the Lord on me now is to empathize with those institutions.
Yeah.
Shafi, all right?
Yeah.
Go next, Leah.
Huh? Yeah.
Why?
Ask if you're all
Can I
right.
be honest with you guys? You guys? I'm at a place right now where I'm struggling to forgive myself. Yeah. And you guys hear me getting emotional because it's something that I fight with every day. But there are just some, and a lot of people would say that I'm a bit more mature beyond my years, but there are just some decisions that I have made based off pride and based off what I call it, and my mother and I were discussing it the other day. Like what I did, and I haven't forgiven myself for, like I said to my mother, Mommy, I've hit the rock. When Moses lit the rock, I didn't never see the promised land. I feel like I'm at that point where I lit the rock. And so every day, and I won't say that I'm a perfectionist, but I beat up myself about the situation every day. And it actually reflects on my relationship with people who love me and people who care about me. And because I'm beating up myself and fighting with decisions that I have made, it's affecting relationships around me. And every day, like I'd sit and I'd pray and I'd say, having my devotions, I'd say, God, you are a forgiving God. You are a loving God. So if you can forgive me, why am I fighting to forgive myself? So don't get me into it too much. Yeah, I need to forgive myself. Yeah.
Thank you for being vulnerable, Leah. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, Trudy gave me an idea, so I'm going to be hypothetic. I need to forgive the men.
These nuts.
Daniel.
Tell them, say, you're on
Don't come back home.
Go to bed.
Sorry about that, guys. I need to forgive the fathers, the absentee fathers.
Yeah.
I'm coming from a place where I'm witnessing, where I'm seeing how bad fathering can affect the family. And honestly, it is something that I struggle with, because sometimes I see man, I'm just see walkless, slap across them face.
Yeah.
And it's something I try to look over, but it is something that needs so much attention, because the men are needed. The men are supposed to be the man of the house, and it's just so sad that sometimes that's not what the case is. And sometimes these men don't realize that because they are not taking control, or they're not being the men that they're supposed to be, or who God has called them to be, it triggers down, and you don't end up raising proper men. So the cycle goes on and it goes on and it goes on. And I hate to see that, because then in the long run, what do you leave for these women? You know what I mean? What do you leave for these children who are raised, just a breed up the place and incompetent?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's something that I just need to forgive. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
But it's what it is, and these niggas need to balls up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Can I come in? I feel like we've seen in generations and in times past that, and it's hard to ignore. You can count on one hand the amount of families that have experienced good fathers, or good husbands, or where they mess up good baby fathers. But I think going forward, we have a responsibility to influence the men around us, or nephews, or sons, or brothers. Like, we need to teach them what is real and what is true. You don't have to be a macho man. You can actually have emotions.
Yeah.
A man can love the Lord. A man can cry in church. A man can say, I'm hurting and I need forgiveness. A man can say, I'm bitter. But they've been so filled in their minds with, I have to talk. I have to get my own. And we can be a 3 burner, 5 burner. And it's not okay. And the truth is that had they had strong, honest women around them confronting these mental concepts, then it probably would remain. And so I think now, where we are, I think we have a vantage point where we've seen a lot and we also see what can come.
Yeah.
And so, or contribution now should be, how can we help the men around us to be good men so that they can be good fathers?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just gonna say it's just so hard though, because these men look up to the man, them
wrong people, and as Dana said, where we have to break the curses, and I've seen where my father has worked on that with my little brother. I can tell you that it's not easy raising a son in these times. And apart from my father helping to break the generational curse of men having to be macho all the time, and not, my mother plays a part in it as well, because here it is. We used to laugh about it, and we used to say, boy, because I call my brother Baba, so Baba. And so my mother got a journal for him, and she said, listen, write what you think, because he got himself into some trouble, well, enough trouble. But she said, right, and when we'd have devotions and all of that, we used to laugh because here is this boy who don't really like to talk, and don't really like to, he's writing his feelings. And I wouldn't say that we're laughing from a place of like being vindictive, but we were just laughing at the fact that mommy actually chose to do this. And sitting here and looking back at that, I think it was such a powerful move for her to do a journal, and he's actually using the journal, and it has actually helped him on his journey of self-actualization. He has gotten to a point of intellectual independence. Boy, may I get too deep, but intellectual independence to the fact that he doesn't need a group of guys around him to reassure him on what he should be doing and what his take on women and his take on, because my mother gave him that platform from an early age to express himself. No need for a bag of people around you to say, and I think children live what they learn, and a lot of things that are being forced in society coming from the men. It's the families. We refuse to fix the root of the problem.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Family. People, there are 4 pillars that hold up society. Anywhere I go attack it. And family is the main one. Before you send your children to school, before you send them to church, before you send them to, the government or wherever else, the 4 pillars of society, it starts with the family. And until the family, the issues that we're having with the men and the baby father and the this and the that, it won't stop. It won't stop. Everybody calling on the government. Oh, the government needs to do this and the government needs to do that. The government can't help if it don't start from the root of the problem. And as Tafawa said, because of let me not say any word on like that, I can't pronounce good. Because of the absence of men in the family, it's like a ripple effect, guys, and we now have suffered to find, people are let me not continue, but I'm just saying it starts with the family, guys. What starts with the family ends with the family. And until we fix family, we'll always have these men out there that are just not competent. Yeah.
Yep. And then it's so sad because sometimes the issue in the family goes so far back outside of the immediate family.
Yeah.
Generational curses. Yeah.
Trust me, man, it's so deep. So deep.
Yeah.
So deep.
Yeah.
What to ask next? Does anybody have any questions? I see a lot of comments going. If you have any questions, you can just share them, and I'll bring them up and we answer them. If you have any questions for any specific person, you can just say that the question is for XYZ and we'll answer them. Whose TV is that?
Trudy.
This is not me.
Mommy, can you please put your phone on silent? Sorry, guys.
But
I'm so sorry
the
about
whole
that.
of our family festive.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Let me ask this one. What do you miss about yourself?
I went first. No, I just want to put it out there.
Trudy.
That's all.
You know, you asked a question the last week, and I say, what do I really miss about myself? I miss nothing.
You sure?
I think I'll start. It's my turn to start, right?
Anybody can start.
Talk, yeah. Let me see if I can.
I like the fact that I don't have to assign somebody to answer.
What I miss about myself is, and I don't even know how to put this, but my tolerance level for being open to new things. Truly, and I ain't them.
Sorry, guys.
My tolerance to being open to new things, and I wouldn't say worldly ideas has dwindled. And so I am at a place in life where, and maybe some people will see it as a positive and some people will see it as a negative. But my openness to listen to anybody who has anything to say outside of my beliefs and my, in terms of if it don't line up with the Bible, if it don't line up with my standards, I just don't want to hear it. And I miss the aspect of myself that was willing to sit and listen. And I've gotten to this place because there's so many things in this world now where you just have to protect your mind, you have to protect your space. I become selfish with wanting to hear what people have to say if it don't align with what I believe in or what the Bible says. And so recently I've been told that I'm just not open to new ideas, and it hurt me because I'm somebody who loves innovation. I love, but I find that because the world now has come to a place where they're expecting you to be open, to accept certain things, your standards are being lowered because you're called to be open to a certain situation. And so I found myself becoming very selfish, and I miss that aspect, that being able to, turn on and off filter. I find that I'm not as good as I was before, filtering out. Like if you come to me with like, oh, this is okay, but I knew that it wasn't okay, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's true. That's your take. But nowadays I'm just like,
what's wrong with that?
No, well, you see, in my line of profession,
right, the 9 to 5, right?
Yeah, you're expected to be open. You're expected to be, accepting of any. And I had to put my foot down and say, no, listen, this is my take, and you might come off as arrogant. Well, not even arrogant, because arrogant will be mixed with rude. But to me, I just had to start putting down my foot. And, you know, as I was saying to my mother the other day, like, people think that you're intolerant, and then they will know what to come to you with and what not to come to you with. But, like, yeah, I miss that aspect of me being able to be accepting. I don't know if you guys understand where I'm coming from or what I'm talking about, but something that I'm really struggling with, actually. So, yeah. That's me.
Before the next person responds, Pure Smiles Jamaica was asking Leah, how do you get back from the Moses hitting the rock movement? How do you not stay in that season?
Thank you for that question, Pure Smiles. So, you know, how to not stay in that season? Really just forgiving yourself. And I'm at a point where I'm in the process of forgiving myself. What was done can't be undone. You can't. What I would say is, going forward, I would not make the same mistakes that I've made getting to that hitting the rock moment. You understand? So instead of beating myself up about the situation, I've decided to use it as a stepping stone to learn and not to go back to that place. So yeah, that's how I'd answer it. And how not to stay in the season. Look at it as a learning curve. I was looking at it as something that was just, oh gosh, there's no turning back. What have I done? You know, I go beat up myself over this, but I've actually used it as a learning, as, you know, just a learning process, as a stepping stone. And so now, because I've lived that, I'm able to testify to people every day. I'm able to say to friends of mine, do this instead of that, because, you know, this is going to be the consequence. So I've used it as a stepping stone. And how not to stay in that season is to forgive yourself. And that is what I'm currently doing. Thank you for the question, Pure Smiles. Thank you.
Yeah, you understand why I'm saying more mature than it is? Okay.
Because she just deep, so.
See it out there.
How would you help
friends?
Have to be I guess she's saying galleys. How would you help? How would you help a friend who feels like they have to be a gallus to be a man? Who wants to answer that?
I have a lot of male friends.
Yes, Leah, you do have a lot of male friends.
I do have a lot of male friends, but here's the good thing about it. I'm gonna tell you from the perspective of my brother, and not just a male friend. And what I would usually say to him, because I hear him come with some slangs in the house about girl this and girl that and ray. And one night, we did have to drape him up. I said, look here, I'm going to tell you this. You wouldn't want to go around and hear nobody call your sister girl. So you're not going to do it. We put it in place from very early. He was on the phone with one of them friends and him depend, oh yes, dog, this and yeah, dog, we tell the girl, you know them, why I put them around the first. I said, listen, let me tell you this. And I did it in front of his friends as well. I said, let me tell you this. You wouldn't want to go on the road and hear anybody calling your mother and your sister them a girl. Yeah. I'm going to take a step back because my brother is one of somebody will love his mother in on him. If he not love me, they tell the same love his mother. So he really had to step back. And what I find work is bringing them to a place that the women in their life that holds a high place of importance in their life. Would you want to see another man treat them the way that you're behaving? You understand? And it don't work for a lot of men, you know, but then it works for some, if you understand what I mean. So that is my strategy. Asking them, put your mother in your place, put your sister in the place. How would you feel? And it worked a couple times for me. So that's what I think, Chantal.
Good answer. Marciana asks, and this is for everyone, how do you guys allow yourself to be vulnerable and your authentic self in this world?
No business on nobody wants it.
Amen.
Just do you, boo.
I agree. Hi, Marcy, that's my friend. We went to Ulmas together. Hi, boo.
I think I probably being vulnerable. take accepting and being resolved in what your testimony is.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are still shameful about their testimony. Them used to gay, or them used to have sex out of wedlock, or them used to thief and whatever.
Yeah.
And so when you get an opportunity to speak to somebody, you find it necessary to pump everything. And it's such a lie to you, and it's such a lie to the other person. Like, why? Okay, so when you come on to authenticity, I have a real serious issue. And like
Yeah.
Mr. Saucy, you're very saucy, right? But I mean,
Michael,
you have to wonder.
I get outside.
You have to wonder why.
What's that? What's that?
My husband comes. Baby can come. My husband come on. Sorry. Yeah, you have to wonder why it is that you're choosing pride over being honest. Obviously, it must mean that you have not identified with your story.
It's I think it's people who struggle with being authentic and vulnerable have not fully accepted who they are. And to fully accept who you are, you have to know who you are. You have to accept the bad experiences that you have had. You have to forgive people. You have to forgive yourself. You just have to. And I had to go through that too. I had to come to a place where I accepted that what has happened in my life is good or bad, it's purposeful, and I can't dwell on it, and I just have to learn to grow and accept it and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hope for better. Yeah, you can't just wallow in it.
Yeah, and aim to be better. I think and trust me, I rub a lot of people the wrong way, and I always sit and I always assess, because whenever I encounter somebody who is offended by something, I don't take it personally, but I sit and assess, because I need to know if I was in the wrong or what. And I find that many persons want you to be who they think you should be.
Yeah.
Or they expect you to function in a way that will always make them comfortable. And that's because many people live their lives aiming to please other people. You're not being disrespectful, you're not being rude, you're just being yourself. And in being yourself, many persons won't like that. And it won't make everybody comfortable, and everybody won't love you. And that also helps you to realize who is for you and who is not for you.
On the point of vulnerability, sorry, Leah. On the point of vulnerability, I like to assess when I'm having a conversation that requires me to be vulnerable, who I'm having a conversation with and why I'm having a conversation with them.
Yeah.
If it is that what I have to be vulnerable about, especially about my past, can be a portrayal of my testimony, I have to ask myself, do I care about this person enough to tell them?
Yeah.
Because your testimony is not for you, you know, it's for the person that you're sharing it with.
Yeah.
And so if I don't share my testimony, if I'm not vulnerable about what my struggles have been and are, one, it means that I don't care about you enough to want to see you get out of the struggle that you're in, that we share. And also it means that I need deliverance.
Yeah.
because the things that the Lord has brought me through, I have not reconciled with them.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I will speak to the authentic self. Marcy, what helps me to be my authentic self is remembering my purpose. And I tell everybody, purpose. I have one true purpose in this world, you know, and it's to serve and honor God, you know. Everything else come after that, you know. So when you see me on Instagram going on with my cooking and whatever, that is second. But if I should ever have a conviction and it can bless somebody, not because me young and supposedly have a certain image, are going to allow it to stop me from coming on and testifying how good my God is. because that is my purpose. And it's through my purpose I am able to be my authentic self. So that's it for me, Marcy. Vulnerable. Boy, I don't even know what to say about that. I think allowing myself to be vulnerable is me sharing my experiences with people and just my feelings. Many times I'd be closed off to, even crying. Because when I cry, I'm not cute. I'm not cute. But it's like nowadays, it's like I just don't care. Like I will literally just, if I'm feeling something, it's just coming out. I'm gonna cry in front of you, whether I'm cute or ugly or not. Because at the end of the day, I know that you will be blessed by what I have to say. But it must impact somebody. You understand? So yeah, just be open and honest. Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Taisha is asking, how do you approach feelings of self-doubt?
You can't answer that question then.
I'm going through that. Going through that right now.
I am Queen Wallower. I love wallow.
Trust me.
No, I'm not wallow. I'm not try for wallow.
I'm telling you, when me have an argument with my husband, and me realize that me wrong, Jesus mercy. Wallow.
It's the hardest thing. Tahisha, for me, how I approach self-doubt, and I said it to Saf earlier, I am a child of God. There ain't no space for self-doubt. But just draw for the scripture. Yeah? Be courageous. Yeah?
Yeah.
Be not afraid. Be strong and courageous. And that's it for me, without getting into too many details and having the other ladies speak. Remind yourself that you're a child of God. Everything else come after that. So, and self-doubt, and most times when I'm experiencing self-doubt is when I'm doing his will. Yeah? Not the work for the people who give me to do a 9 to 5 or the 9 to 5 job. Is when I experience self-doubt, when I am to be doing his will. And it's something that I have thought of. Yeah? And for me, maybe your self-doubt has to do with, probably like branching out and doing something that you've never done before. Maybe it doesn't really have anything to do with your Christian walk. But that's just it for me, girl. Drop the scriptures to remind yourself that you're a child of God.
Yeah, that's solid, amen.
I think for me, when I'm experiencing moments of self-doubt, one thing that helps me the most is writing out how I feel. I write it down, get the feelings out, because I realize that most times when I feel doubtful about my abilities or who I am or what I'm called to do, it's always linked to a bit of fear or me looking at the situation as too much for me. But I write it down, but I also have to do what Leah said. I have to remember why I'm here and what I'm called to do. And when I'm looking at the situation, I have to remember that I'm not there for me, or I'm not there on my own. God saw it fit for me to be in this place and in this time and facing this challenge. So after all of that, after the thinking about it, the writing it down, the affirmations, you have to get up and do it anyway.
Yeah.
You have to get up and go anyway. I remember the first speaking engagement I got, me a fret. I say, I can't do this. I'm nervous, I'm afraid what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna type out the speech word for word from start to finish.
And God bless you, we're done.
I'm gonna just show up, I'm gonna just say, all right, have to do it anyway. And purpose is important here too, because in those moments you have to remember your purpose.
Yeah.
And you have to live so intentionally that wherever you are in life, it is on the path to that purpose, or has to do with that purpose. So you know that when you feel scared, you just have to get up and do it anyway.
Yeah.
I found also it's a good resolution when you really feel like you have gotten the strongest whiff of self-doubt and you've tried everything. It's a good night's rest.
Yeah.
And the next morning, you get up and you're looking at the mirror and you get me love talk to myself.
Yeah.
It's a girl. Yeah, you feel terrible. Yeah, you had a terrible argument. Yeah, you probably feel very insecure. But goody, life I go and see me. You just go dash dress up. Honestly, like
That
in those
reminds me, I
moments
thought
of
Issa would I do. You know watch Issa Rae show?
no,
Sure.
Yeah.
yeah, like in those moments you feel like when you have moments of self doubt. That's when you feel most unattractive, most uneducated, most without wisdom. Like because the enemy in get a loophole now,
Is an
in
attack,
the running with the line, them running. If you're full of anxiety, your self worth is low to the ground. But get that good night rest. Wake up the next morning, have a good shower, do your skincare routine, boo boo.
Do
Yeah.
things to
Cut
make you
yourself
feel good.
and get out of the house. If you sit down in the house with that, kill it dead.
Yeah.
That's my experience at least. So.
Yeah.
True.
Love it truly. And I love the talking to yourself. I'm going to actually try that. You know?
Affirmations are powerful. Get the book, girl. Get the
Yeah, girl, I
book.
want to get a copy.
You is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if there are any more questions. Sherry says, how do you address a broken self-esteem while trying to push on and be the norm society depicts?
These norms that the society depicts.
And that's the part that's
These norms. Break it loose, Jesus, these norms.
And that's why the journey, you see, the journey to self-discovery is so important, So important because when you take that time to understand who you are and understand who you are in God, you get to realize that some of these norms don't even make no sense.
Like your own norms.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Can I just share love community right here, so?
Yes.
Because I feel like a lot of the issues that we have, we've experienced in our own intimate space with ourselves.
Yeah.
We have broken ideas of ourselves. We have broken ideas of our capabilities.
Yeah.
But you see, when you have community, you see, when you can reach you, remember me tell you, somebody gonna come with a word of encouragement. Yeah. Somebody gonna call and pray for you. Somebody is gonna remind you of your words. And I mean, yes, we should not be dependent on people to form our ideas of ourselves.
Yeah.
But all the time when them tell me with Christian community, at least is the truth.
Yeah.
They tell us that we're fearfully and wonderfully made. There's no lie in that. Them tell us that we're brilliant. There's no lie in that. Them tell us that we look good. That's true. We're made in the image and likeness of God. And so we need community to fortify our image of ourselves. If not, we're not gonna make it cover deep on our own.
Yeah.
We need community.
I will have these unrealistic views because you see somebody else doing this and you see somebody else doing that. When in truth,
Instagram, girl.
And this is the basis of Instagram and Facebook and social media. Today, we see all of these people doing all of these things and living these lifestyles, and you don't know how they got there. And so most times, not to break it, Sherry, because sometimes the world does break our self-esteem, but sometimes, as Trudy said, we're breaking our own self-esteem because we're trying to keep up with the Joneses. Yeah, it's a true thing. True thing. And a lot of people suffer from it. And even if you don't want to accept that you suffer from it, even down to the earring where you see somebody with that, I say, boy, I'm on the earring. Just an example. It is. And so I find that you have to take sometimes you have to take a break. As I said, protect your mind, protect your space. And I don't say you must come off of Instagram or come off of Facebook, but you have to just protect yourself and understand who you are, your purpose. Most time I'm talking about purpose. But if you're on earth for something, you don't need to worry about somebody else and somebody else or whatever, because that's only your purpose. Because if God ordained that for you, you would have it. Yeah.
And that's the thing, it is a move of practicality. Yeah. We cannot say, boy, when we know the Instagram no good for we know. Yeah. And Instagram does not have to be detrimental.
No.
You choose to follow.
No.
I tell people all the time, I don't follow nobody famous. I don't follow nobody who are perfect.
Yeah.
Because I know
Nobody who posts the good things alone.
girl, me can't manage it. Because me want good life too. Me want good life. But I know it doesn't exist. And so my practical way of protecting my space and protecting my mind is by ensuring that what I take in is what I need.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna follow certain things from Facebook.
Yeah.
And so what I see will never affect my image of myself because I take in what is good for me.
Yeah. Protect your mind, man. Yeah, man.
On my own self actualization journey, I had to really sit and assess. Like even something that I like, I'm like, do I like this or do I like it because
yes, with somebody else with it?
Somebody else with it. I'm really did have to go through that time that even my Instagram I have to clean up, me have to mute, me have to unfollow and just cultivate the space that feeds who I am.
Yes.
You see, even for my wedding, you know how much cussing I get for my wedding? Because everybody has this idea of what a wedding should be and how a wedding should look. And being the person who I am, some of the things just never cut it. And people were upset. But I have to stand up and say, listen, this is me. And this is what I don't understand. Two people who are over the 90% mark of introversion. What are we doing with a traditional reception?
Yeah.
What are we going to do with the reception but sit up there and die from anxiety?
Yeah.
So things like when people heard that I didn't even want a reception, they're like, oh, you finna want a reception? Oh, you for married and a reception? And I'm like, that just me.
And listen, that is what I must say, when I get married, I make people turn on them yard and watch it on live, on something like this. And you don't have to dress up, you don't have to go down to Miami and fly out and buy dress. You don't have to in a bag of excitement. You sit down in the comfort of your house, have your popcorn and watch the show. That's it.
And that's my friend.
I'm going to one nice fancy restaurant with my family and eat.
Yeah.
You see?
Less money spent, everything spent for me and my wedding, my marriage. Yeah.
Shaf, you just talk out my wedding day.
Beautiful. Honestly, I not even know push me to get married in them times here where you only can have 10 people alone come on your wedding.
No, I would listen.
Rihanna saw me at South Avenue Grill after my wedding. Yes.
My mother would laugh me. My mother would laugh.
The thing is, for us to be able to do this, to make such drastic decisions that are so opposite to what the world depicts that we should do or says that we should do. One, we have to know ourselves, and two, we have to be confident to a place where we're willing to take bullets to who we be.
Yeah.
You want to
have to have a strong mind, you have to be strong-headed.
And you're not doing these things for validation from others. You're doing it for you.
Exactly.
Yes. You're not doing it for the big up. You're doing it for you.
People have big wedding because them afraid when their mother friends them are gonna say, and it shows a sense of achievement and reaching to a certain level in life and whatever. But look at COVID.
All right.
COVID.
All right. You see, when COVID just started, I'm here 10 gathering of 10. Me say, look how they done me when me get married. And you see? This is the reality. This is what I like.
Yeah.
But trust me, man, when it comes to who I am and what I like, me always rub people the wrong way because they're like, it's like they never hear nobody tell them no. I never hear nobody disagree with what they think is the norm. So I meet with a lot of how can you, how could you? I said, a part of life. So next question. Duna Miss is asking if this is a platform for females. Yes, it is very much
a platform. But you can stay, Greg, you can stay.
Oh, but Amoy, I just wanted to share something that my friend Becky typed. She was like, you know, the grass ain't always green on the other side, and all that glitters is not gold. And some of the things we young people need to learn, and it's all sayings, but it is so true. The grass ain't always green on the other side. What truly
and you have to also decide if you want grass or you want a concrete pavement.
Yeah.
Or you want gravel.
What truly gone?
Or you want dirt. I think she may have to
okay.
restart or something.
Okay.
Or you want dirt or something. So
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like sometimes because we licky, you know.
Yes.
We licky. We just want what we see. And we not have the budget feet, you know, but we just want it. Like, come on, guys, stay within your means.
Yeah.
Right? Remember the money we have in your bank account versus where you see and where you want. You understand? Just if you want, at least try to save towards it or whatever, do that. But nobody kill up yourself and try to live outside.
Absolutely.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Because
Chef our freeze now.
it's not.
Yeah.
So wait, Dunamis, because it's a female platform, you can't stay. So next question. When was the last time you cried and why?
This morning.
We know that crying is the ultimate act of vulnerability, you know.
I cried on the place last night.
Hey, listen, what my husband said, I'm Bali. Chris said everything I cried.
I cried myself to sleep last night. And I didn't know why. I was crying and I did not know why. But I think I was just channeling all the burdens and all the troubles of the world and, you know, what everybody was facing. You know, sometimes you can feel helpless. You've seen all of these senseless killings and all of these things going on in the United States. And, you know, you could easily sit back and say, oh, you live in Jamaica, you live on your island, everything is airy, that's not your concern. But that's not it for me. I channel everything and I channel the feelings of people. I just, you know, and I'm working on it, but I just have this time where I just channel everything that everybody's feeling, and it just, because I have to cry, because it's the only way, you know, that feeling that you feel like your belly bottom, and there's no way to release it but to just cry and just cry out to God, you know. So me like me just made out on my bed last night, pillow wet, like pillow good wet, you know, guys, good. And I'm like, I can't figure out why I'm crying. But then this morning when I really sit down and think about it, I realized that was what was going on. But yeah. Who did you cry this morning? What happened?
I cried this morning. I'm not a morning person. Anyways. I'm not a morning person, so I woke up and I was really groggy and let me just feel myself. I'll go away.
Slipping into the abyss.
And so I got up because I was just like, no, you know, do this today, that goodie. I put some music on and I started praying in the spirit and walking around the house. And my brain went to the George Floyd / racism situation.
Yeah.
So that the first time I allow myself to process that.
Girl, but it's so interesting because I thought I have not been thinking the way how I've been seeing the general masses that are vocal have been thinking. This morning I asked the Lord, can he save an entire race? And I started thinking about it like everybody in Jamaica can save, every black person around the world can save, like God can do it. And then I think I had a moment where I felt like I get emotional. When I do this one alive, you know. Anyway, I had a moment where I felt the emotions of God. I like Leah say, a belly bottom. That's turn, you know?
Yeah.
Turn. And I just started weeping. And it was such a broken, I was in such a broken place that I could not even pray in English. Because I realized when I have the words to say.
Yeah.
The people are hurting, they're looting, they must have place on fire. You see the trajectory of a cycle that is about to begin. When the president say if them are gonna loot, them are gonna pull out gun like, but them not gonna stop loot, them are hurt, right? Them keep it's like everything is bouncing
We're
off of
looking
each
at
other.
society regressing. All that Martin Luther King fought for. Don't see the third grandson coming out. No, why should him? I don't know.
And
Listen,
for me, like today was the first time I allowed myself to process it, and I could feel like, oh yes, you asked God if Him can save a race. I could feel the weight of the pain of an entire race,
Yeah.
and when I look at it, I don't think that we're regressing. I think that things are being uncovered to be fixed,
Yeah. Yeah.
and for things to be fixed, God not only have to go save our entire race, but Him have to go help we to heal, because there's a lot of healing
yep,
that needs to take place. And it's, yeah, you can go on.
yeah, that's a part of what hurts me because we heal through Jesus. Jesus is the ultimate vision of where you can get healing, and people experience that in a tangible way through the church. And I think something that is affecting me is that the church is not standing up as a pillar of healing.
Yeah.
We're standing as a wave that is going on with the emotion and the heaviness of this time, and we're joining in the chorus of people who are hurt. I'm not offer healing, and it's a bother me.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly a bother me.
Yeah. Yeah. Truly. Yeah.
Like
It's feeling
it's for the first time, like I can't fathom what the rest of life will look like.
Yeah.
Like me try look ahead in 2020, and it just like you just don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what the rest of 2020 look like. You don't know what the 2021 would look like. It's just all so crazy.
One thing I can Amoy, we don't know what it look like, but just know that God got you. Whether it's good or bad, God is gonna be there.
But I think as Jamaicans too, I don't think Jamaicans realize the generational impact of slavery and issues with blackness. I don't think that they feel like there's any effect at all.
Yeah.
And because of that, they kind of like separate themselves from what's happening in the US. Yes, it may not be at the same magnitude, but we still have our own subtle issues. And you can even see it in how persons try to support what is going on in the US. Like they're trying to support, but they have to put a disclaimer before they support, as if they are separate, like their blackness is separate from the overall issue. And we have our own little issues. Just last week, or must have the week before, me experience classism. Like the issues are still there, and as time progresses, a lot more is going to be uncovered, and people are gonna realize, hey, even some of the issues in the family go straight back to the plantation. And we're going to have the knowledge, and we're going to have to face it, to deal with it, and to overcome it, and to grow from it. So,
Yeah. People just need healing.
DeAndre says, I'm here because Leah is amazing. I say, Leah, I'm afraid let me say.
That's accurate. She is amazing.
Leah, you probably need to restart and come back. What was my other question? Oh, everybody not answer when was the last time I cried and why?
Before never answer.
Huh?
You answered when was the last time I cried and why?
Hello? Can I hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Oh, because I don't know. It's just reconnecting. So I'm just wondering. The last time I cried, really important, to be honest, is when I did.
Platform tied away.
Hello?
Yes, we're hearing
Nobody
you.
hear that?
Just talk. Even if you see it lagging, just talk.
Me not hear. Okay. So you did hear what we did say before? Hello?
Just talk again. Can't bother with that now.
I never
You
heard.
hearing me now?
Yeah, we
You hear me now?
Yeah. I don't think I heard you.
I just said that the last time I cried wasn't really important.
Oh, that sounds so.
You say like that
It was when me and my ex break up. But life is
so long.
Important. I cannot.
when I crack up body now. Oh my god, we can't even see no reaction.
We're laughing, Shapa.
That's just what it is, guys.
All right. So next question. Describe. Well, does anybody in the comments have any question? You can just share it and we'll bring it up and answer it. Question. Describe your mountain.
For every mountain.
That's the exact song in my head.
You brought me over. Oh God. Mountain or mountains? Oh Lord. Sometimes I have to really sit down and say, Leah, is it really a mountain?
Right?
Maybe it's a pebble, you know. Is it really a mountain? But I think my mountain right now is just my pride. Yeah? My pride and it getting in the way of doing the will of God is my major mountain right now. So let me leave it at that. I don't want to get emotional. Trudy, what is your mountain?
I'm definitely still fighting contentment. And when you have settled in your way of laziness, it is the hardest thing to break, especially when the Lord wants to pull it out of you so that He can bring you fully to what He is creating you to be, or what He has created you to be. And so I'm fighting my laziness, I'm fighting my contentment, and fighting my nonchalanteness. Trust me, as much as I feel as though I am receiving a revelation of what the Lord is doing in my life now, sometimes it's still not enough to convince me to get out of my laziness.
Yeah.
And so I need to agree with God more and have my flesh understand that it is subject to God.
Yeah. Yeah. But I want to box you, I want to know. Oh my God.
There's so much I need to be doing that I'm not doing.
Yeah.
So much. So much.
As Dunamis asked a question, he said, okay, I'll stay. How would you encourage men who experience hurt from dealing with females in church?
Take it away.
But underage, but don't know nothing about those things. Trudy? Wow.
The Bible, Jesus himself did say, when I remember him did a talk, but him said certain things only come out through prayer and fasting. This I one of them there.
I'm going to take it away because
I need to know more about that. That's question that's very loaded. I can't guess this answer.
Yeah, it is. It's a loaded question.
Which is why I never bring it up.
My question is though, in regards to that question, like, do men know that healing is available?
Oh wow,
that is my question.
And do they know to hurt? And do they know that it's okay to hurt and to show? You have to reach that place of acceptance, Dunamis. So thanks for question, Trudy. Accept that you're hurt and stop trying to put up this macho Because when you put up this motto thing, you end up returning the hurt because she do this to you, you go do this, and then the next person you end up with suffer from what you suffering from. So I think the first approach is just acceptance and being able to show that you're at a vulnerable place.
Yeah.
Being able to show that you're hurt and being able to say to the next person that you're moving on to that this is what happened to me. And if it is, and I want you to hold me accountable, if it is that I'm showing some things that you're not willing to accept, hold me accountable and just remember that I went through this, because a lot of times we get involved with people and we don't know their past. We don't know what they've been through. You understand? And so I think you as the men need to come to a place with, and I've seen it with my father and seen it with my brother, first-hand experience. Men do not like to express themselves. They don't like to be in a place of vulnerability, and they don't like to be in a place where, you know, the ego is being matched or, you know, might be affected. And so, you know, you just really have to come to a place where you have accepted it and just realize that, you know, you're going to share the experience with somebody, with the person who you're pursuing. No, just share that experience with them. And so if you should falter or do what is not of God or do something to hurt them, they will be at a better place of understanding and forgiving you, instead of walking around and saying, you know, I'm a wicked or whatever. I will be able to stop a sister and say, no, he went through this. He has all right to be upset. Not saying that he should have made that reflect or affect our relationship, but, you know, I can understand and come to a place of forgiving him. Why? Because I knew what he went through. A lot of times we don't know what these men are going through. And so we get them hurt, we get them battered, we get them bruised. Like me know, but I'm just saying. And we don't know what they've been through. So I just think, Dunamis, you guys need to come to a place where you're open and just share with us your experience. You're too secretive. And so when you start going with an auntie to say, boy, the boy, a wicked and boy, whatever. But if I knew that you went through that with a female, I'm gonna say, come, my love, come, let's hug it out. Because you went through that.
Yeah. Pride and ego are not fertile ground for healing.
No.
And so we have to allow the Lord to work that out. And in working it out, then when we are left bare, then He can pour in healing. But if you have pride and you want healing, it not gonna work. Wanna go push out the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think something so simple as like just having just like a regular simple conversation about like what you and the person was going through, instead of like just leaving it just brooks this up.
You're passing. Is that?
Right. Just have a conversation about it. You know, one can agree to disagree, but move on in peace. And so you won't bring that over to the next relationship or the next female or whatever. You understand?
Yeah.
I also think a lot of persons want successful relationships without vulnerability.
Yeah.
Oh, say it again.
Many persons want successful relationships without vulnerability, and they also go into relationships not to serve but to receive.
Yeah.
So
wow.
There are a lot of factors to take into consideration why hurt would have happened, or why a relationship would have not gotten the result that you wanted it to have. But when men do share, many of the time we are seen as weak. Then that woman is just not for you,
bro.
Yeah, it's not the right person. Listen.
Yeah, Becky. Yeah.
This island, let me not say this country, this world, this island, Jamaica.
If you're not strong,
it's full of shallow women, and men are contesting with a culture that says that a woman is just there to receive from what a man has to give.
Yeah.
So you will have to wait, search, pray for a woman that is not only there to receive but also there to serve.
And women often who come to serve are called overwhelming. But that's a different topic for another time. Yeah.
And they ask the provoking questions and the gut wrenching questions and try to have the hard conversations that they don't want to be vulnerable to have.
Yeah.
So there are many factors to consider.
But we love our men. But we love you guys. We love you guys.
Yeah. Not for it that I do. I think and for men to really experience success in these relationships, you guys will have to abandon a lot of your ideologies.
Yeah.
That you have.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that is a general principle.
A lot. Same with women. Like when I met my husband, I had to unlearn a whole lot. And God have to blame me too, because God say you feel like you are all that. you feel like you are all that in this situation.
You know, he's looking for us, for honesty, for us to say that we are not all bad. You guys aren't all bad because my father is a good man. My father is a good young man to be man. So see I have friends who are good men. Big up my coloring. Good men. Yeah.
My husband is one too. Big up Chadwick Morgan.
Same.
Anyway, starting there.
Same.
Oh gosh.
And you see, so and then this topic, there is such a deep topic.
It is
Deep topic. Because a man will even look at my husband and say him too emotional and too soft. And you just have to have that level of vulnerability, that level of openness. No woman no want a tough rock stone.
Nope.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That one was for Greg. You know who you are. You know.
She want to know so when she have a vulnerable moment, she can't lay down on a rock stone.
No, and cry. And if my kids run, yours to run too.
There has to be a balance.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe need to get us some men to talk about that.
That was so cool. Yeah.
So, I feel like I'm gonna get deep enough to go light now. What were you born to do? We're gonna talk a lot about purpose, and they're supposed to know this.
Serve God blow, full stop. Leah has answered. Until that trumpet finna blow, I'm finna serve God.
Okay.
We need to go deeper than the I'm called to serve God. I'm called
for them to understand.
Yes, but what are the details of that? What does that look like?
Yeah.
Whatever God wants it to look like you.
I feel like what the question I asked? What were
you born to do?
I think I was born to break the generational curse, foolishness that's going on in my family. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Same. But I'm sure there's more, because that's just one aspect. And that's the next thing with purpose, A lot of people see purpose as just this one thing. But trust me, your purpose is multi-dimensional.
Yeah. What was I born to do?
What is she thinking about?
Nothing.
The question is tough, man.
What's that? Tough like my head.
Yes, Leah, what were you born to do?
Oh gosh, what was I born to do?
Other than be a goodie, because we don't know about you, Leah.
Right?
Let me tell you something. When when I was in high school, my art teacher would call me the village lawyer. And I think no, it's a true thing. I think I was born to be the Esther, to speak out in times when people don't want to speak. I feel like every situation, everywhere God has put me, I have been placed in a situation where I have to talk to things them. And it's most time I talk to things them, not to bring myself out of suffering, but other people out of suffering. And he just give me the word, the wisdom, the way to approach things. So I think I was born to be an Esther or slash a village lawyer, as people would call it, to speak on the behalf of people who, feel like they're not being heard. Yeah, many times we sit around people all day and they could be the loudest person in the room, but them still not being heard. But that is a deeper conversation.
Preach.
Yeah.
Preach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you're mean so many ways. It's crazy.
That's what somebody said. Let me tell you. Shanique was like,
that's my best friend. So. So many ways. I feel like for me, I'm still trying to understand what I was born to be. I think I've had stages of growing in different giftings that will eventually culminate to a one thing. But
that's
like Leah said, but always I love it for people. Me is Saucy Posse. That's me.
I get myself in a problem.
Right? I lose my job for that one time. I know. I'm you. Okay, I lost my job. I will never feel no way. I'm talking to keep them. I'm people believe it's something to me say.
Yeah.
That's
me.
Also, I feel like I was born to use my voice.
Yeah.
And I know that is a big part of it because I run from it.
Yeah.
And if there wasn't so much reason, I wouldn't run from it. I am a Jonah where my voice is concerned.
Yeah.
I
fish
think also I was born to be an encourager.
Yeah.
If anybody ever tell you say you're a goodie, the whole on is a goodie. I'm too cheap for a goodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think herself.
Thank you, boo.
Exactly.
But it's a culmination of things, and I think as I mature into woman, whatever she looks like, whoever God wants her to be, it's gonna be a beautiful marrying of all of the things that the Lord has developed in me.
Yeah.
I sorry, you were saying something, Trudy?
No.
Oh, I don't know. I think we asked for a purpose.
What did I ask? What were you born? What were you
born to be?
Yeah, I think I was born to empower. I would say mostly females, but like anybody I am around. I don't know. I think I'm always that type of person to bring out a part of somebody who they never thought they had the power to be, you know what I mean? Yeah, and I just feel like, as I say, I'm going to break that family, you know. I wouldn't call it a curse, just to bring something. Yeah, what?
The chains of limitation.
Right, exactly. That my family has right now. Yeah, pretty much that's all I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I definitely I'm here to educate because I get a different high off of somebody learning something from me and rolling it up into a ball to be their version, and I get great gratification from that, and I think that's what the Lord wants me to do, to teach and allow persons to learn from my mistakes. You know what I mean? I mean, not just with what I do with Sassiversity, but like with my experiences in life. Because honestly, I have help people come out of some big pathole where them supposed to, them think they've like a go, you know what I mean? And I'm so grateful that God has me to be such a person where I'm not afraid to talk my mind and me say it how it is, you know what I mean? And when I do end up speaking, a lot of persons, end up saying, wow, thanks. I mean, I end up dodging a bullet or they're encouraging courage and I'm just so grateful that I am the way I am. And the question we did ask about what do I miss about my past self, I wouldn't say I miss anything because I feel like I get greater and greater as I grow and as I become the woman I am.
Yeah.
And yeah, me a big idiot back then. I'm
Man
grateful.
clown and all the things.
I know. You know what I mean? And make some stupid mistakes.
I drop off my bed.
I feel like almost every woman have a man clown story.
Oh, definitely.
I'm so sad to say no, I haven't.
You see, you know why I haven't? Because you grew up in a one strong, solid family.
Oh yeah, true. That's so true.
Yeah, you big up yourself.
He got someone strong, solid family too. But I feel like probably Leah, the self-actualization thing with Leah, probably like well early,
right?
Yeah, well early.
It did, and so but it has affected me though, truly. It has affected me in terms of, I'm currently in a relationship, but it has affected me in the past. And
really,
I'm just too rough. There's so many things. No, but because I'm secretive in that aspect of my life, but behind closed doors.
I know, I feel like
you died. Enough time my father said to me, young girl, you're too rough. You're too independent. Like I was at a point, guys, I'm not being straight, but I was at a point where if I'm going out with somebody, me I pay for the food, me I pay for the juice. Nobody now have no opportunity to them buy me some
I went through that period.
But my father said,
you're mad, smarty, man, money for spend.
No.
But you see, I think for me, I got to a place where me just hate man. I don't want nothing from man. I don't want nothing from this man. Yeah. So nobody come feel like, are you running this? Run it.
Thinking about it, I'm so ashamed of myself because I feel like it has caused me. I mean, apart from the fact that I was about my schoolwork and just moving fast and just wanting to achieve, it never left any room for me to build a relationship with the other sex. And many times when I was working, my father would say to me, or like I'd hear him say something like, like just insinuating you're not going out on any dates or you don't have, like I'd always be going out with a group of friends, the same people. And I know that when you're dating, you're supposed to date in a group at first and so that they get to know everybody or whatever. But they were realizing that I was not allowing myself to meet anybody. At one point, my mother was like, you need to go and visit other churches. You need to go to other youth fellowships.
But you know it's bad when your parents are pushed out.
And my mother sending me to other people's church.
She want grandkids.
Probably the good thing, because you probably, doesn't give us more than we can bear. Mm-hmm. And I feel as though quite possibly it would have caused you to be bitter. Yeah. And maybe combining that bitterness with whatever pride you did amid would have you don't know what God saved you from, girl.
Yeah.
Big up yourself for that. Yeah.
I wish I took the route of checking my book and I didn't know nobody. I would have been far better off.
Me would have finished university.
But I also, like, on the flip side of it, I'm grateful for the experiences because I feel like I wouldn't be the type of person I am now if I hadn't experienced certain things.
Yeah.
I'm grateful, but I also like looking back, I feel like I did want to be one high achiever, but it just never worked out.
Yeah.
It work out, girl, because you are who you are and you are who you're supposed to be.
In my own right.
I have no little regrets when I say, apart from the little eat why they want to waste my time with, but I have no regrets.
And then probably if I did take the route, would in a one job right now, I'm in a like.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Everything happened for a reason, girl.
Yeah, feel respect and just desirable.
And also, it's beautiful to see people that break from the mold. Like, there's this stereotype of, oh, you get to university by this age, you leave, you work at this big job,
exactly.
you get married to this person. Like, I am proud to say, after much struggle, as a college dropout, I'm not my own two business.
Yeah.
You know, and in my year,
yeah. Wow.
My year of revisiting university, when all of my friends done graduate, I am thinking, yeah, this is the year that I'm going to get my degree, which I didn't. I met my husband. And so the Lord is aligning every single thing for our good. I mean, there are moments when you regret it, but what is the big idea of having a degree where you don't even use anyway? Exactly.
Thank you, girl. Like, I should have dropped out like you.
It's a paper. It's a paper, and a lot of people come into the working world with masters and degree, and when the master read, them don't know them left from them right. I've seen it.
But it's a funny because
it's a piece of paper.
Even the idleness in my journey was purposeful because my father wanted me to be a doctor and forced me to take all sciences and all of that. And me feel all of the sciences. And what I had left was enough for me to do the arts. And become the writer what I always want to be, and become the media practitioner what I always want to be.
Yeah.
So, hey. That's right. You have to know. You have to do the steps to know who you are and what you're supposed to be doing in life.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel like I'm supposed to ask this question.
Can I say something on that just a while ago?
Yeah.
Somebody who is listening, get yourself out of self-condemnation. You've been there long enough, and the very thing that will propel you out of that season, you already have. Get up out of self-condemnation and live your fullest life. You have a job and you have a struggle, but the Lord has given you everything you need for this life.
Yeah.
Get up at time now. Get up, boo. Get up.
You know what word has been ringing in my ear these past few weeks? Use what you have.
Stewardship, girl.
What you have.
The spirit of contentment, as Trudy said earlier. Oh yeah.
Yeah. A lot of us sitting on some wealth, but because we don't think the wealth look like what it's supposed to look like, we think that we don't have it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, a lot of us are walking around with $1 million ideas. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
4 years ago, I said to myself, I would love to bring a Starbucks to Jamaica.
Oh, God.
Can I tell you? And I did the research, but of course, I thought to myself, I don't have the money. I'm already there, so let me just drop it. Would I be a zillionaire right now, bro? Zillionaire.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes the dreams that you have are not for you, but you won't know if you don't pursue them. Get up, guys, get up.
And the mistakes are necessary.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that's why I've been saying to you that there's no mistake that was making. You are who you are supposed to be right now.
Yeah.
God no give you more than we can handle. Whatever we can handle. And if we were supposed to live this perfect life, what lessons would we have learned?
Yeah.
If we just live one carefree, like if we have parents who just give you everything what we want.
How do you grow?
What
Yeah.
are the lessons we gonna learn in this life? We're not gonna learn of hustle.
And that's a struggle for many right now, because they live the perfect life, they did what they're supposed to do, and then they're just at this place now, like, why am I here? What's next? Just confused.
Yeah. And can I tell you, sometimes you have to break away from the parents who want to give you everything.
Yeah.
The leeway. Can I tell you? That's another story for another time.
Yes, girl. All right, so I have two. What time is it? I have 3 final questions. Whose playback am I hearing?
I wonder if it's mine.
Okay. All right, so I feel led to ask this question. It may be triggering.
Jesus. But we were on to the lighter side of life.
But how are you most like your father, and how does that scare you?
You're right to say that that's triggering. Oh my God. Okay.
Oh God. Can you repeat the question, please? Can we have a definition?
Can we have the background information? Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
Jesus.
You can't take it off now.
Okay.
Why? How am I like my father? Woo. I am like my father. I've recently moved on my own, and I think I've gotten that side of being
Wait. I hear the playback.
Oh,
Muted. All right, go on now.
yeah. Still hearing it?
I never shall.
I know me, my something mute.
I think you still hearing it?
Yeah. Or maybe somebody echo. All right, go on.
Yeah, I'm like my father. And not that I'm saying that it's a bad thing, but my father is really independent. I think, with his family life of what he experienced growing up and just having to be independent from a young age, I've gotten that spirit from him, that hard-headed, just go and get it, even if you have to go alone. I think I've gotten that from him, and it scares me because I think that's the least, or that's the last thing he would have probably wanted me to get from him. That's what scares me, because I can see, even with our conversations now, and just with our relationship, I can tell that that was probably one trait he didn't want me to get from him, because it has propelled me to do things that aren't necessarily bad and aren't things that would have happened eventually, probably just not now. Yeah, so that's it for me. Yeah.
Sha?
Trudy is right there. I mean,
Trudy's struggling right now.
She
is struggling right now.
Trudy, your father has great traits. What the ass are you searching for? Exactly.
I don't know why I'm channeling what Trudy's feeling right now.
Honestly, yes, girl.
I'm struggling because since Daddy died less than a year ago, he tried to maintain that positive image, that rest in peace image, where nobody ever says anything negative.
Yeah.
Mind you, my family has been very honest about Daddy. And we talk about him very, very often. And I think that that's what helps with us healing.
Yeah.
But the grief is still very real. So thinking about him opposite from, like having to dive deep is hard. But I'm gonna answer. I'm sorry for crying. um, Daddy was a very warm person, but he was very short with people. Like him could have switched like a green lizard.
Yeah.
We say nice, smell good, look good, taste good, everything set up. But he used to have the craziest mood swings, and I'm being delivered from that. Let's put it that way. Bad joke. My family used to call me Moody, and back in the day, you are not allowed to call me that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so even in the time where he was sick, even in the time when he was sick, whew, it was hard because he wasn't often happy. I guess because he knew that his time was winding down. And that was hard for us because we also knew that his time was winding down. But, so we always wanted him to be happy and be around us and, talk more and all of that. But
Yeah.
I guess it was just a part of who he was.
Yeah.
And he reconciled with that. But for me too young to reconcile with that. I need to be all that the Lord wants me to be. And like I said, I don't want to be contained. And so I want to shake my emotions ruling me.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be my heritage. I don't want my emotions that turn people off to be what I'm known for.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm good. All right.
I'm about along the place. Stop.
I've been thinking about that lately too, because like for the past 2 years or a year plus, it's like God has been taking me through a period of learning to love people and to have people in my life. Because I'm coming from a place where I say loner to the max. So I'm telling 92% introverted. And not just from paper. Me no want nobody around me. Like I'm just content with being by myself. And God was like, no, that can't work. You have to let go that. And so right now I'm at a place where He has sent the people and I have found the people and I'm among the people, but there are still some aspects of me in that introversion that is borderline scary, and that moodiness that is borderline scary, because I have moments where we call it I slip into the silence and when I talk to nobody, I'm just by myself and ignore people, and I just don't want that to be like for where I'm going. I don't want that to be a defining trait.
Yes.
And it's not a case of being what you're not, because it's not a case of trying to be outgoing when you're not really that type of person, but it's just to be more warm and welcoming, and to have people be around you and not feel like, wow, wonder which mood am I in today now? Wonder wonder what you mean by that? What she said by that?
Approach her today.
Yeah, so understand completely.
Yeah.
Stop for it.
I'm not, I'm just really trying to figure out. The only thing I can actually, like, honestly, I'm being very honest. I'm going to be very honest. My father is somebody that I strive every day to not try to buck up in a man, or try to buck up in, like, try to be like, because, yeah. But Sunday, my brother did something, and my father is the type of person where we will have guests in the house, and this man come and he make up him nice in the business, who in the house have him roof and Hey, shallow, yo, him head chip. That man head, hey, don't mess around with him, right? So my brother had a friend at the house, and I left my sausage in the fridge. I'm the type of person. I'm the type of person, guys. I'm on 2%, and I try to make me for I don't know why I'm not see the link in my Gmail. Come send it to myself. I mean, I want the phone lock up, but I go and talk. This is odd. I leave my sausage in the fridge. I'm the type of person where if I put something in the fridge, I want to come back and see it the same place. I want to see it set same way I put it. Right? I go back in the fridge, I see my sausage I put on. I'm an expensive sausage too, you know. I'm a regular veal sausage. A pork sausage. Pork.
You know when to say, you know when to start talking about the sausage, me just know says about that sausage.
Bad dark sausage, you know them sausage they no regular. Right. So the one drop sausage I have left in the freezer. And to me know my brother they here and him always hungry. Always. I'm a left sausage in the fridge and I say, I don't want nobody touch my sausage. I come Sunday and I look for my sausage we could cook now. I'm in a simmer sausage. Can you email the link to me, babe?
Yeah.
So I can probably try to sign in on my laptop.
Send me that.
I'm battery up on 2% and my phone is so hot it now charge.
Give me the email address.
shafawa@gmail.com.
Oh yeah, you sent me something, no? Yeah, go
I'm not seeing it. Sorry. Yeah, and the boy eat my sausage. And I say, I got my head cheap. Like I said, no, this nigga is not going. Cause I'm honestly, I feel like say if you want to, yeah. And it made me say I want to move out all the time. But when I reach there yet, so I go move. Because nobody don't have no respect for your things in the house. And yeah, man, I can't deal with them something there. So him have the friend in the room, I'ma get my head cheap. I say, like, come on, what my sausage? I'm a no say him eat my sausage. Nobody could have tell me come in him always touch me things. Always. And everybody I tell me for calm down. I say I'm in a business. Him knows I'm supposed to touch me things. And look how far I put it in the back of the fridge. Back of the fridge, I put the sausage. So nobody for see it, and this boy take up my sausage. And my head flipped, me never business. Who was in the house? I didn't care. And I was like, ew, that's something my father would do. And yeah, so I guess that's the only thing. But yeah, the type of the way how my father thinks is kind of back in the days, and I'm stuck in that. So I'm not that type of person. I'm the type of person where if we're moving with the times and the time is working, I'm moving with the times. You know what I mean? Oh God, the battery dead.
All right, go on, messing it or something. What a story.
This time, the live not going to shut off when it reaches 10 more. Okay. What a night. It has been so good. Wow.
So, guys, if you have any questions, please send your questions because we're getting ready to wrap. You know, we'd go for 2 hours. And we have been here for 2 hours and 3 minutes.
But they must start on time.
Yeah. Shafa, phone dead for true.
Yeah, that's another day. But bad dog sausage, man.
I have it in my freezer right now.
Can we not talk about meat?
Girl.
Please.
Sorry.
I don't know, my vex me can't even eat the pork too tough.
True, you guys can't eat it either.
I'm not eating meat right now, and yeah.
I'm
Hey,
back.
girl.
Sorry about that. Yeah. But that was
Pull
my
up your job as a flower.
No man, them something to irritate
And
me. I feel like if
make
I put something one place, I should be able to come back and see it. That's the type of person I am. Because when I'm finished with that area, I don't know, Trudy. I don't know if you remember the guy who teach intro to food prep. I don't know if you remember that tall man there. Him always tell me, when you finish in the kitchen, whatever you're doing, clean up your area.
Clean up,
And I
yeah,
brought
yeah.
that throughout life. And when my sister go in the kitchen and everybody I cook and them having like a can, everybody left them things all over the place. Like it irks me, you know? And that's how I am with people things. If I see them put it one place, if me take it up, I go put it. You know what I mean? Put it back where I see it. So when my sister somebody can't do that, it just make me really want to move out for real, for real, for real.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
What would be your reaction if your husband is the exact thing that you're running from? My reason for asking is,
Wow.
I have found, stop, I show them put in my face. I have found,
say it because I wanted to
I
say
found that marriage is a crucible. And what that
Marriage
does
is what? Marriage is what?
is a crucible. It draws all the things. Why you really identify?
Because I'm petty when they come on to them something there.
Listen, girl. The Lord uses that as an opportunity to prune your spirit, Zine. And so the very things that you have proclaimed throughout your life, you know, want. The Lord
You
has
said
just
this
sent
to
us
me.
few more.
You said this to
Exactly.
me.
A sense of humor.
He does.
You
Because
are
he wants us to grow.
like
And
you.
remember we said we can't grow in contentment. So if you get the perfect man when I go eat out the food, you're not going to grow in that area. You're not going to give people grace. You're not going to be slow to anger. You're not going to be slow to speak and soft in your words and in your demeanor. So you're not gonna dry you out. You ready?
Wow, 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 wow.
Trust me, trust me, trust me. And sometimes the thing that we are running from are the same thing we buck up
Yeah. I think Trudy said that to me. Same
buck
thing I
right
run from.
tonight.
Run and buck up.
Oh, gosh.
And that is why I gotta go through marriage counseling. So I can know say if him touch my sausage. I gotta do
Why?
it.
I feel like as
He's going
much
to
as
it for you, though, so that you know how to react. It's not so that him don't touch his sausage.
Yeah. But
Oh.
it's a thing to help us both.
I tell anybody, you see, marriage is like marriage is like a box where everything where you suppress and bury and all of your flaws and all of them something there, it just in the box and God just get the box and say, fix it
Me
up.
love it. Me love it.
So that's why I always tell people some of the thought processes, some of the ideas, all of them something the way you have and you talk about your woman, you better go sit down and sort through them, because if you're going to marriage with certain things, remember it's only gonna magnify it, and if you can't deal with it, the marriage only gonna mash up. I give you extra work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have bittersweet thoughts about that because I know that I'm a person I love to grow and I love to change for the better. So it's something that I look forward to, but it scares me still, you know. So.
And then even that with growing and having that desire for continuous growth, you have to go get somebody who will grow with you.
Yeah.
Because you grow left the man. You know much people may say grow left them partner.
Yeah.
And
what do you do in a case like that though?
Boy,
let me tell you.
Though married.
In the Christian life where divorce should not be an option. Boy, that's a tough.
Let me tell you. I tell people all the time, I have a bordering righteous and unrighteous jealousy where Chad's relationship with the Lord is concerned. And let me tell you, say, him and God grew, Jack and the Beanstalk. You hear me? Like, they are the most intense things. And something that I've been really embracing in my heart is there's an individual, right? And all along, everybody is looking at the individual and seeing what the individual has and think that it's beautiful. You have the individual in your intimate space. You don't have to look at that person and wish they actually get to learn from this person, like they are a well of knowledge. And what happens is, as married people, we are so jealous, or our hearts are so easily offended that we don't take the opportunity to learn from the person. Instead, we're too busy being affected by their gifting and their talents and their knowledge and their wisdom. And so it's gonna look like to them grow past we, when really we could be growing together, because I'm strong in some areas and you're strong in some areas.
And you have full access to the well.
Exactly. When I think about it, I always run parallel. Imagining if Agent Saskia had an issue with being confident. Like supposedly have an issue being confident, but him strongly opposing wife who are always motivating people to be confident and doing lives and all of that stuff, building his self-esteem. He's gonna fall into a well, a never-ending well of feeling like he's worth nothing. Where when you come up with a life, him could have just drop on our wells of knowledge and encouragement. So yeah.
Yep.
Guys, the sugar low. So excuse me if you see me.
There's so many dimensions to marriage and marriage preparation. That's why I tell people it is like Messiah I. That's why I tell people it's a process where you really have to sit down with God and navigate.
Yeah.
Because if you approach it with your natural abilities alone,
yeah, can't do it.
Struggles. So I have some questions. Paula K says, how do you deal with people saying to you that you don't know who you are or what you want because you keep switching? The things you do or your interests are broad. Like they can't understand that they may very well be multifaceted.
What's wrong? Because it's just like it's not your concern. Like, let me see.
You can see the question, Judy?
I seen it now.
Well, you know what, you don't say in my head, but anyway.
But like my answer to these type of questions that want answers to how to deal with people opposing what you think is your fundamental belief.
Thank you.
My answer will always be bleep the people.
Oh my God Almighty! And take the words out on it. I'm ready for say just screw off with them. Like you don't need no validation from them.
Listen, you see this journey to self-discovery will show you that even the persons who are closest to you may not be on the same page or may come and oppose the very thing you have as your fundamental beliefs. And you have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with that. For some people, it's their mother, their father, best friend. You have to be okay with that. So it's really a case of not taking it personally. So you one, you don't take it personally. You two, stand on what you believe is your fundamental truth. And I know you're a solid Christian, so God will always tell you when or how you're not being authentic or true to His will or true to His word. But stand on that fundamental truth and understand that people will oppose and people will try to conflict what you believe, but it doesn't have to be unhealthy conflict.
Yeah.
And it oh God,
sometimes it can be constructive feedback that they are giving you. Because sometimes with not knowing exactly, or because as he said that we're multifaceted and then we have a lot of things that we want to do, sometimes we actually need somebody to shake us up and say, focus, you know. So
Mhm.
again, it depends on where that criticism is coming from. You understand? So if you can really sit and really differentiate constructive criticism from criticism that people are just giving just because they can talk, because many times I have many loves, I have many things that I want to achieve, and a whole heap of time my parents them have to sit down and say, Leah, slow down. You know? So as I said, Paul, of my take on it, you can decide the extent to which you take their feedback, you know.
Somebody said the other day you have to learn to take the meat and throw the bone.
Yeah.
Also, though, I think that word discovery is of utmost importance.
Yeah.
With discovery, you don't get up and just know where a thing is and just pick it up. That's not discovering.
Yeah.
It's a search.
It is going through a process. It's learning, it's failing, it's trying, it's finding, and realize that you found a part of the treasure and continuing on that journey.
Yeah.
And so we need to encourage people to be more sympathetic, or rather empathetic, to our process of growth. And also, it's okay for us to say, you know, Auntie, we really don't know me I do, but I try to figure it out. And there are a lot of things that I love to do, and there are a lot of things that the Lord has brought to my attention that I had no intention of pursuing. And He's carrying me on a journey, and I'm open to that journey.
Yeah.
I love to share my testimony. I studied, but of course, we just out of college, as you know. I studied event planning. I left university, worked at court, doing debt collection, then moved from there to being a teacher for 4 years. I don't even know how the Lord fling me with Sydney. I mean, but yeah. And now I'm a personal assistant. And for me, it's just like God is writing a story, and we don't all have the answer. And for some people, it is clear cut. Them know what the end is. The end. Them think them know what the end is. For other people,
and
the terrain is different.
A very restricting idea that Jamaicans have is that you have to be one thing.
Yeah.
We always taught the children that you go to school, you get the subjects, you get the degree, you have the one specific thing that you wanted to be in life, and you go get the job and make the money.
Oh God, man.
That is not the story for all, especially for creatives.
Yeah.
That is not the story for all.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
In your self-discovery journey, trust me, a lot of relationships will be shaken, and you will realize how people really feel about you, how people really feel about your journey, and how they view what you're doing. And as I said earlier, it doesn't have to be unhealthy conflict, but we still have to know how to navigate it and not take it personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. And what I was going to say is sometimes it's not for them to really understand what is it that you are going through. It's more for you. So don't really pay attention to the noise, because that can be distracting. And at the end of the day, are you God to talk to? Are you God give all of these desires and dreams and whatever that you want to do? It's not them, and it's not for them. It's for you.
Yeah.
And your business that not see them one.
Definitely.
So get rid of the naysayers, because that can make you self-sabotage in the process as well, you know.
Yeah.
And as I talk to Unum, I talk to myself. Yeah.
Boy, like one thing I'm grateful for in life is being delivered from the opinions of people very early in life. Grateful for that.
Me too. Yeah, I'm glad for that too.
Grateful for that. Because I tell you, from high school till now, me just defy all sorts of norms. I see a rule and it's great and all, but it's just not working out for me, so I'm not going to follow it. That was just me. And
like that is me. Oh my gosh. class that we went to you with, the Lamarie's class. I don't know if you guys watch Tammy Chin's vlogs. Anybody here watch Tammy Chin's vlogs?
I've seen one.
I watched
Don't follow
her.
famous people, sorry.
Oh yeah, got into it. But
But Tammy Chin don't put on that show.
Yes,
She'll
I
put on that
I'm trying now, but I don't follow famous people.
I get into it. But Shafawa, I literally feel like I'm Atlas. I literally see Atlas in my like I literally feel just go watch one Trudy to see who is Atlas. I feel like me being like troublesome, always doing what I'm not supposed to do. Like I don't think my parents thought I would be where I am today. Like no, let me tell you something, man. Who like we're on a live and people can see, but who gets suspended in prep school? Who?
You did that, Leah?
Yes, nobody would know. Listen, and I gave trouble in high school. Trouble that like you wouldn't even believe.
I'm sorry, I'm never used to beat you.
Wally, out of
Really?
the 3 pit of them, we get the most beaten.
My mother just have to threaten me with the beating. Me never get trouble.
No, but they get immune to it.
Like, me
Like,
get
I'm today, I'm not afraid. Like, I'm just stand up.
yeah, when they get to a point, I say, you go cuss, but you must stop. You can't cuss forever. So
Oh,
I know what I'm doing. Jody's asking a very loaded question. I don't think any of us have children on the live.
Bless God.
Bless God indeed, because I am not ready.
Me either. Come here, go kill him with lick if he rude.
That is me. Like, I want 3 boys. I'm a fish just ready to send on the tongue them.
Wow.
We are breaking.
We're joking.
We are breaking generational issues. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And them buffalo when me used to get can't fly. You know, I got my last beating. To all me did get trouble, me get my last beating at 16.
I think my boss was them time they took for real.
And that boss said it was so royal. Trust me, man. It was more like a fight than a boss.
Why? At one point, like I got to a point where I felt like I just felt my parents them just beating me because it's what them supposed to do. But I could see that them eyes so them know it never did that work.
That's what man. Listen,
I see so them just tired.
like when me know me did reach the height of trouble when I met my father cry. I've never seen that man cry. And when me take the plane and nobody know Ghana, New York.
Go to the man
And come back. And I see my father cry. I say, oh God.
Can we have that story, the full story, please?
It's up on our YouTube channel.
I'm in shock.
But you can go watch it.
Yeah.
Never spend that.
She go fly out of New York, Brooklyn, where Flatbush to the crossing, man.
Man have me a head in a shop to go look for them woman.
And the man have woman. Talk about woman gonna get him green card. Right? And this Yamed. Right? Fly to Flatbush, New York. Right? And talk about she love man. What's man you love?
Yeah, tell him man.
Just right out. I ain't buy the plane ticket.
But of course, when me forget money from at 18 years old.
I'm just checking.
18 and you.
I'm for buy him I for come back with my new BlackBerry and I for come back with my suitcase.
How long were you gone for?
It was for like 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
And the father never know?
No, them find out eventually.
But would I kill you with lick?
When you come back, I meet you at airport with a belt.
But listen, my mother find out because you know praying mothers, you can't hide. You can't hide
my mother,
Girl.
my mother, God revealed some things to my mother when me I say, how? Trust
can't
me.
hide
Story of
anything
my
from
life.
praying mothers. I think this was the Flatbush thing was what? The first time. Yeah, that was the first time I did go up. And my mother was overseas at the time, and the way how she excited to see me. She never remember say she upset. And Karma gone buy things.
That's festive. That was a nice one.
But you know how I end up reaching my mother? When it was time for me to go back, the flight was delayed for some wicked hours. I'm saying, oh, let me just call my mother, yeah.
And you guys went shopping within that time?
And she brought me shopping, you know, to get some stuff.
My mother, when my mother done with me.
So I guess she was upset. She was making use of the situation. But the next drama now, you know when you get the call early in the morning, you know, you go up the night and you were comfortable and long distance relationship and you long to see Bay and you're having a nice time. Wake up the next morning, why your mother calling me?
Oh my.
It was just craziness. But I'm grateful to have lived, you know?
Yeah. You lucky, and that's why I'm saying I don't really miss nothing from my past. I never get to live them festive lifestyle. I was very sheltered. I never get to know it.
Based on your YouTube channel, your life was very festive, goody.
No, them time that I did live life, girl. I talk about me the younger. Girl. When we were young, I was very sheltered. Remember, I remember when my mother and my father like overseas. I'm in the for sneak out for going to a party with my friend them. So it was rough. It was rough, but I was very, very, very sheltered. That's why I'm saying, I miss.
I miss. All I'm thinking is you don't know sheltered.
Girl, but you were sheltered too, right, Trudy? Yes, yeah, I remember.
But even when you're sheltered, you have to find ways to experience your teenage years.
And you do.
I did.
You have to
go to school when I'm not supposed to go to school. Take the lunch money. I'm a time ass for where I'm not supposed to be.
Listen, if me for start tell a story right now, we're going to one next hour of live.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God.
All the lunch money something there. I went school get holiday. I when me go UTech. School get holiday from April. So we stop off class. And me a collect CM we and go about my business. But collect lunch money right up to June.
Genuine question. When we go to heaven, right? Our friends, we know the things that we did. Genuine Christian.
That's okay. We're grown now.
Baby, all you know that.
Love holds no records of wrong. And God has unconditional love.
Really, everybody's going to be around. I'm gonna get up, baby.
What is that tormenting Trudy about? What I say?
You say all our works are going to be revealed. Everything I do in our life, people are going to see.
That's what I feel like it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be a big, like a big fat congregation, and God going to be looking down at us and just really loud the whole of things that we're doing in the past. You power, you speak out the night.
When the trumpet blow.
You think you're gonna do like replays, like you're gonna say, remember?
Yes, I feel like you're gonna do the replay game.
Because he has a sense of
humor. In the sky, like one big screen TV. Yeah.
Just one live right. We wish we didn't live right from the young.
Like, as I said, I have two sides because I'm happy to have lived. And on the flip side, I kind of live, sorry, so I'm gonna live like that cookie cutter, normal life there. get the scholarships, go school, and just, you know. But hey,
Yeah.
I hope it not come back me when I have my child.
No, my mother love me with that, you know. Bamba, you go see her. And this and that, and pot of cork to black, and rare. You know, why you want me 3 boy them come stress me like, oh, me stress out you and daddy, why?
Leah, why you want 1 3 boy though? I'm confused.
I always want, I just love boy picking oh gosh, man, I just want 3 boys. I don't know why. It's like God go give a 3 girl.
I watched Tommy Chin channel and I ate for her. I wonder how she managed with the 3 boy them.
I love it. That's the life I want. I want to run up and down. I want to come
But
see.
listen, when you have, like, from what I've noticed, when you have all boys, it's like you are the queen. You get the special treatment.
But you also get the boys bring still, but
I never thought of it that way.
But Leah, question, suppose you don't have children.
Yeah.
How would you reconcile that with the Lord?
That's one of my biggest fears in life.
That's one of my biggest fears as well. And for me, truly, I am lucky to be surrounded by people who are actually suffering with that. And it's something that, and looking back in life, because from a very early age, I thought that I knew what I wanted, which very often I'd say like probably in high school, no, I don't want no children. I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that. And looking back, I feel so bad. But you know, thinking if God doesn't allow me to conceive and bring forth children to the earth, who am I to be mad? You know, who am I to be mad? You understand? And there are so many. Yeah, of course, I'm going to battle with myself and be upset. There, don't get me wrong. There are going to be days where you feel sad that you can't bring forth a child on your own. But then the spirit that I have is like, okay, what's the next option? Is it adoption? Is it, you know, to do a, although those things are kind of expensive, but I know, you know, my personality and, you know, just the spirit of getting what I want. I think I'd get to it. I'd be upset, but you know, we are nobody to be upset with the will of God and to question actions, you know. So don't get me wrong though, I will battle with it. I will be sad and I will be down. But at the end of the day, I'm going to just have to pick myself up truly. But it's something that I pray about, like, oh my God, what if, and you know, and you never know until at the moment. But some people find out that they can't conceive from an early age. But to be honest, if I can't, I don't want to know. Just like I live my life. If God forbid, if I should have cancer, I don't want to know, because I find that people die. That's just me. This is a personal thought. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I just always say to my friends, if I have cancer, I don't want to know, because I feel like when people find out that they have cancer, they die quicker.
Because they're within.
Yeah, because they might be wrong.
Very few people get that fire to just live.
Right. But I just don't want to know truly, to be honest. If I can't have children, I don't want freeze no egg, I don't want nothing. I just want life to play out, you know, as he would see it.
It's a very good question, and you see, because when you get married, the next question here is when you're going to have children.
So annoying.
Yeah.
It's good to prepare yourself in being content with the will of the Lord for your life.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going to be 31 this year. Exactly. I'm going to be 31 this year. I've been married for 5 years next week Sunday. And people literally are just like, when you have me. And I have been so content with it that I say to them, I don't know when to follow you full of drama.
She need a reality show.
I'm telling you.
I'm sorry.
I've said to them, I don't know when and I don't know if, but if the Lord don't give me and he gives me the resources to adopt, I will adopt. And if he don't give me the resources to adopt, I will mother the people around me, the children around me, and move on with life.
Yeah.
God must know why you negative.
Yeah.
He must know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are so desperate wanting children and then people grow up and they are not the child that they were hoping they would have been.
And then because they're just not ready for parenthood, they're just not ready for it. They're just not ready
Like
for it.
my recent thoughts when I think about having kids is how to raise a child in the world that is the reality that we have now. Like the other day, even I think about like in the next couple of years, like even the idea of gender, it's already being transformed and changed. But in a couple of years, it is going to be even harder to explain to a child what is quote unquote normal.
Yeah.
So me I think about all these things, and me I say parenting, if we think parenting did hard, it got extra hard in this world that we're growing up in. It's crazy.
What would you do, Leah, if what are you most afraid of in marriage?
I think for me, just getting to a point where I feel like divorce is an option. And it's never an option. And I've learned that from my mother. I'm not afraid to say it. I see where my mother fight. Yeah? Fight for marriage. Even if the other party wasn't or whatever. I've seen where my mother has shown me where in a marriage, I know what a marriage is supposed to look like. The ups and the downs. Yeah? Apart from the fact become a fast bad.
Which is good.
There's
middle child syndrome.
Middle child fast bad in every cat. See me, but they don't know what a marriage is to look like. And then I just feel like getting to a point because I wouldn't even say, because a lot of people, the first thing they'll jump up and say, yo, I'm afraid of infidelity. But here's my take on life. There is nothing no fear will grip me over something that I knew had a possibility. You understand? If you understand where I'm coming from. If I know that there's a possibility that you will cheat, but nah, I'm mad over it. You understand? That's just my life philosophy. If I know that I go walk down the road and butt my toe, I ban up my knee them from up the road. If you understand what I mean. And that can be a bad thing as well, because then you're going into a relationship with all this baggage that you've created, so that's without saying too much. That's my fair share. Getting to a point where I think that divorce is an option, and I just can't see no counseling, no. And I'm speaking based off living vicariously because I'm not married. I've never been in a relationship that's going to lead to marriage, but living vicariously through being surrounded by married couples and who even have the right foundation. And let me tell you this, the couples who have the foundation and who have God in the midst of their marriage is who face the turmoil the most,
They're challenged the most.
With all confidence, because my parents have God in the midst of their marriage. I tell you, man, I've seen it. So,
trust me, I feel like the enemy really try to shake those the most.
Yeah. Not the common law them where last for 30 odd years.
Say.
The common law them we're just
and don't want to get married.
Ongoing. Why?
And then a lot of them said the moment them get married, they decide to do anything, the problem starts.
That's a mistake for you, Oh, them not married because as soon as they're married, the thing mash up.
And that don't even make, and then
you have to stick to this one and this one only. That is your problem. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, guys, my laptop is about to die, and too short.
Somebody said, so why are you willing to accept a possibility of not having kids? Why you can't accept divorce?
That was okay.
So why are you willing to accept the possibility of not having kids?
And another question is why you can't accept divorce.
I don't have the Bible scripture. I wish we could have drawn from my mother, but my belief in the Christian world, divorce is not an option. The possibility of having kids, that's beyond my control. if you understand what I mean. But divorce is within my control.
Yeah.
You
That's
can
solid.
do things and whatever, but divorce it takes two. Yeah. And so if you're not willing to fight, so that's why I can accept it. I can't accept divorce because I play a part in that decision. Not having kids, you don't always play a part. And probably I just leave it at that. You don't play a part in not being able to have kids. I mean, if you did live a reckless life and drink and whatever, I don't know. But godly marriages, hold on. My sister talking. But in the Christian life or the Christian walk, learning from a mother, and I'll get more information to back it up, so maybe we can have a further discussion on it. Divorce should not be an option.
It's never an option.
Yeah.
It's never an option because you've made a vow with a God that does not break vows. And so if the vow is broken, it means that you have broken it.
Yeah.
And you don't make a vow to break a vow.
Yeah.
So it is never an option.
Yeah.
And disclaimer, we're talking about godly, healthy relationship.
Yeah.
So I don't think we answered
the first part of the question?
No, man. Jody's question.
Okay.
Not being used to men being sensitive. How can I navigate those waters to teach my future child to be one with his emotions and not seem weak based on society standards?
Just allow him to express himself to you from early. Like, just say, son, what are you feeling today?
Right.
Why are you
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, I feel like.
I feel like the most times, and I've never seen my parents do that to my brother. Where you ball for? Tappy ball, you know.
Yeah, man, not for balls.
No, I've heard the neighbors do this all the time. Check me, reach over there, and here comes the village lawyer. I say, it's not my child, but guess what? Me, I hear you. You're in my space, I'm gonna talk to you about it. Like, there are just certain things that you can do as a parent to encourage them to speak. And in terms of being emotional, it's not only about crying and being sulky, you know, it's about speaking out about what you're feeling. Men are often taught to like succumb their feelings and not talk about it. You can be the advocate that says, come on, son, tell me what you're feeling. Talk to me today.
And get started from early.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So them can grow and know that it's not something that is foreign. It's something that may I do from me idea and me, and it's okay to do it because I grew up to do this.
Yeah. I know.
And then I think you need to be cognizant and try to realize and look into the future and know what suppressing, allowing them to suppress all these feelings will cause, because if you don't make them express them feelings and do what the non-norm stuff are, then they're gonna end up like just a regular man them out there where no one express themselves, and you don't want that. So you need to break yourself out of whatever funk you're in and grow the child properly.
And not wait until teenagers.
I tell people all the time, based on my life and how I am not fit to be a mother. And that's the truth. And so I've always said, when I know that I'm going to have a child, I'm going to get counseling. Because my child being a functional individual that understands his or her worth starts from me.
Yeah.
Start from what I tell my child from their children. And me right now, I'm not ready. Because I'm still learning. And so I'm going to have to prepare. Just like how when you have an exam, you study for your exam. When you're getting married, you get counseling. When I'm gonna have a child, I'm going to get counseling.
Yeah.
Because
I want to make the best human being that I can make.
Yeah.
Through the strength of the Lord.
Yeah. Because you have to be intentional about not passing on the dysfunction.
Girl?
Yeah.
And that's what I always say to people. I say, I need to be whole and heal and functioning in every area of life. I need to come into who I am and understand what is normal from what is dysfunction. Me need the knowledge because I don't want to bring a child into the world and then it's like me have to guess and spell how to navigate the nurturing.
Yeah.
Not only that, you find yourself in a cycle of being to your child the very things that you dislike in your parents.
Exactly.
Because you never got healed from all of that.
Yeah.
And you weren't re-socialized. And so I think it's completely fine, and I'm going to get counseling before I have a child. Going to. Both for me and for the child.
Yeah.
As in help on how to raise the child and stuff like that.
I mean, I feel like I have sufficient help where that is concerned in terms of how to help and what a good foundation is. But in terms of like the emotional side, the way how I was grown was you not talk out of turn, whatever. My parents were very open. My parents had me at 42.
Same.
Right?
We saw whatever. What she said? 42?
Yeah,
my parents had me at
belly.
42. And my sibling before me was 8 years older than me. So
My God.
you know, so I have a lot of concepts in my mind. And I mean, I know that I will never be a perfect parent because the truth is you learn a lot about yourself when you have your children. It's just like marriage, it highlights your weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
But just as we prepare for marriage, we rent the house before, we fix up the house, we get the counseling, prepare to be a parent as well. Outside of just packing the baby bag and I'm packing up the hospital bag.
I'm buying the pretty clothes.
Exactly.
I'm
Read, gain
making
knowledge.
Instagram account.
Listen, I don't know why people don't encourage it more. Truly, like people when they're getting married, they're just like, "Oh, have you read the book Five Love Languages? Have you gone to counseling for more than 3 months? Have you asked each other how you're going to spend your money? And congratulations, you're going to be a parent. That's it. Here's a gift. Here's a book. Oh,
Let's have a shower.
Have a shower. Let's take the baby's footprint and put it in the book. I need more than that. We need more than that. This is a
real.
Hey, and you see them generation of Pitney where I come.
Oh God,
You better
prepare
ready.
for them.
You better ready.
You better prepare.
Because I have a little goddaughter that's 2 years old, and me I tell her argument turn up, you know. She asks the questions and she test you and she want answers.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't do like one time I went the Pitney asked me, you just move them, I run them.
Work again.
So she's like, "Mommy, why can't I have the phone? Why can't I?"
And for me, the way how I was grown, come on,
yeah, like you have no right.
Exactly. And I mean, I don't blame them because that was their way of parenting in their generation, and that's fine. But I need to figure out, am I going to take that into now me being a parent?
Right.
Me can't do that. Me can't do that. I'm a strict, so I know I need help.
I need a balance.
And I think nothing wrong with that. Cause I feel like I'm gonna be a strict mother too, to be honest.
It's fine, of course it's fine, but we have to know the balance as well, just as I might just say.
But you see with that Shafa, you can be strict, you know, but you have to be careful not to go into the same sheltering that you experience.
Yeah, I think what I would do is certain stuff that I saw that worked for me, I would try to do it for my
things, yeah.
Yeah, but what me still never work for me, like me and my mother cook me up in the house and never make me go no. No,
but then another important part of it, you know, we have to understand, we have to allow our children to be who they are, and we have to be intentional about understanding who they are.
Yeah.
Them must come like we.
Yeah.
That's it. And they might not react to certain things that how we react. You see, like how me end up being a girl where even though I was sheltered, me not turn out too bad. Me not broke and have children before my time or whatever. But maybe they would react to it differently and end up one broke out because you understand, because everybody is different, you know what I mean? So it's such a tricky gamble,
Yeah.
honestly.
Shan was asking, but suppose God would have you walk that road to reach someone else. But boy, Shan, I can only talk, like, I think she's speaking about divorce. I can only speak from my point of view, and I just think that people don't fight for anything anymore. I feel like people fight for the wrong things, and marriages ain't one of them. The divorce rate is just way too high. The things that we should be fighting for, like marriages and not broken homes, we're not fighting for it. You understand? And I just feel like even if God should, I don't know, everybody's life is different. Everybody has a different path that they're going to have to walk in life. But there are just certain things that remain true and remain untouchable and remain, you know, that kind of, if you watch this kind of view. And as I say, I don't have the scripture to back it up right now, or I don't have the saying, but based on hearing my mother speak, which have wholly more wisdom than me, divorce should not be an option. And so I don't think God will ever want you to, if he ordained you to marry somebody, even though marriage is probably not. Boy, Shan, I don't know. I understand maybe well, not you, but maybe you know people who have been in relationships, that marriages that are just toxic, and you know, I can't speak to their situation. I don't know the oil in their jar. I don't know I don't know the foundation of that marriage, so I can't speak to it unless I know the full story. But what I will be able to speak to is my marriage. And the fact is, when I get married, divorce will not be an option. I can't speak.
I can understand where she's coming from, because honestly, I believe sometimes we go into marriages and swear things say a God ordain it, when it's not him ordain it. And so I feel like at that then and there, it's at that point then that it's okay for us to get out of it, to get into what God actually wants us to be a part of.
If he
First of all, can I tell you though?
Exactly. Or I'm just want to stay single.
Can I tell you that if you're following, which is why I said I don't know the oil in the jar, and I don't know the foundation, but can I tell you, and I've lived it and I've seen it, if that is not for you and you're walking in the steps that God is wanting for you, Him will show you the red flags then.
No, but that's
from before, right?
Ignore the flags.
Yes, we ignore the flags.
Exactly.
And mind you, nobody's perfect. So of course, like I said, marriage is a crucible. You're going to come into a covenant with the Lord and with this person.
Yeah.
And in that covenant, you're gonna find things that are rubbing. So there are parts of you that rub me, and there are parts of me that rub you. But we decided there's no divorce. Also, we need to pray over our marriages. We not only just pray when we are not okay. We need to always be in a prayer supplier, always cover your partner, always ask the Lord to not allow the enemy to come in and change the person who you met, who was for you.
Yeah.
But because there has been an open door and them allow the enemy in, who did nice and sweet, turn girly excitement and really. And so it's not that the person is not meant for you, But the person is meant for you, but you are also being asked to walk the process well, and that's the issue. A lot of us not walking it well, and so we end up in divorce, and we say, "Oh, maybe he was not for me." But had we lived a life throughout our marriage that was wholly and solely sold out to the Lord, then we would not find ourselves in certain situations.
Yeah,
right.
But if we open the door for the enemy to come in, he's going to run in.
And many times the point that are equally yoked, and you're leaving a relationship being unequally yoked. You going to church, your husband not. I've seen it. So I grew up in the church. I'm surrounded by marriages.
Yeah, I see it. We'll leave for real.
And going to the church, going to this march town, the church, going who are pastor, who are deacon, just saying. And when the marriage in trouble and you're coming to an end, you still going to church faithfully, but the husband is not. So I'm not saying that I'm not saying that within the marriage everything will be perfect or whatever, but to me, you just have to know where you are from early. The mind is a powerful thing.
Yeah, I was just about to say
And if
that.
you no divorce now keep.
You better open up
And
your
that is intentionality and stewardship, and that is what the Lord asks of us. That is what He asks. I've given you this thing, I've gifted you this. How will you steward it? Will you steward it well, or will you be careless with this gift that I've given to you? And that is the problem. We have fallen careless and content.
Yeah.
And so it's some numbers don't work. Exactly.
Don't want to work. And I've seen where a lot of people say, what if him, and it's a whole different conversation. But what if him hit me or whatever, when you reach a point where abuse comes into the relationship. This is what I have. This is my opinion on it. And I've seen it. I've for a very long time I have looked at not until I've gotten to this point in my life where many times I thought my mother was not weak, but she just would not stand up to certain arguments or certain things. And then the older I got, I realized that my mother is really a peacemaker. If you understand what I mean. Sometimes you just have to step back, humble yourself, even though sometimes you may be right, but that's a whole different topic for a whole different time because it's a sensitive topic, but and a lot of people have different opinions on it. And so chances, I think sometimes as a church says divorce is not an option, get divorced, but sometimes things happen. So I think we should tell people it shouldn't be the first option.
Can I tell you?
I don't think we were telling anybody that this is the billboard that divorce is not an option. Leah is saying for her marriage.
Right.
Exactly.
And I believe that if more people have that attitude and that mindset, more marriages will last.
Don't even have it as a second option, Sean. You see, just how failure is not an option, and we must make it our after have it, and we're gonna buy our house and our car. Don't even put it as an option. You see, when you put it as an option, you make it a possibility.
Yeah, I think that's where your mother was coming from.
We're not dismissing the fact that people have issues.
No, we're not.
And there are things that you have to work through, and also there are things that are non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And those things infiltrate your marriage.
Yeah.
So we're not saying, oh my God, there's condemnation for you if you are divorced or if you're contemplating divorce. There's no condemnation to them that love the Lord and who are called according to His purpose. No condemnation. Zine, and the Lord must know why you are where you are. But the question is, are you walking with the Lord and are you hearing His voice?
Yeah.
If you're walking with the Lord and you're hearing His voice and He's giving you instruction, do what I'm telling you to do. Yeah. There's no condemnation. Other than that, I say, for me not less my man. Yeah, he not less my man. Chris, him not. What your name? Am I not less your man? I shall follow.
From day one, going into marriage, me and Chris have this mutual understanding. It just now go end. We now know where to go. Whatever it is that is causing the issue, we sit down and work it out.
Yeah.
If at one point it gets so bad that we can't handle it, we'll call for help. But it have to work out because a part of breaking what we grew up seeing is sticking it out. And not only sticking it out in a dysfunctional way, but sticking it out in a healthy way. Because a lot of people stick it out and the marriage is not healthy.
Somebody asked, what is one reason you divorce? My take on a lot of questions that may be difficult ones. When I reach the bridge there, I cross it. And if the bridge not there for cross, I'm not crossing it right now. So I'm not answering your question, Fluffy Lenora. I'm not create the bridge for cross.
Why is Chris troubling you, Amoy?
I don't know why I'm troubling me.
You're up on the live too long, the man ready to go to in bed.
Come. You must check them for come on the live like a me now on the shirt. Yes, so I think that is it. We've been.
Anybody have one last question for us?
So you still want to answer more questions?
No, ready to go.
You don't want to go?
All right.
We can continue the conversation after the live ends, you know.
Be content. Whatever we're doing, we'll do it. Chad is probably sleeping right now. Can I tell you?
Very sleepy.
Chris, watch your show and leave me alone. So yeah, I think we really touched on a lot. We even went into spaces that we didn't intend to go into.
But, oh my God.
But I think, and even on the whole topic of marriage, if we take on the journey of self-discovery and really focus on healing from the issues and growing from the hurt and just getting that God mindset, I feel like a lot more things in life won't be seen as so much of a challenge.
Yeah.
It will have challenging moments, but we will have the right perspective to endure and to go through. Mm-hmm. For example, I can grow up seeing a toxic marriage and hold on to the idea that mine are toxic too. Mm-hmm. I have to gain the perspective that will allow me to lead a more healthy life. The issue is not with the marriage, it is with how persons are handling the marriage. And I think more persons
sorry to distract you though, Amoy. My sister, she just placed a scripture under the live and she was saying that check out Mark 10:2-12 for a section where Jesus himself speaks on divorce. Well, her name is Adesa, by the way, and she told me to tell you that day.
Hi, Adesa.
And that he speaks about Amoy very often. So she's giving me messages.
What about Amoy?
No, she says her fiance speaks about you often, which is Dave.
Oh, yeah, him and Chris are friends.
Yes. So yeah, the Bible. I won't read what the scripture says, but check it out. Check it out for yourselves. Mark 10:2-12. And in the comments about divorce. Yeah.
Yeah, but I see somebody asking as if they're asking about advice about whether or not they should divorce. I think
I've seen it.
That is when a question like that comes up, I don't think the first stance should be whether or not I should. I think the stance should be how can I fix what is causing the issue to cause me to think of this as an option.
If I should divorce, she's confused.
So,
I think if you're at that point, there must be at your wit's end. And I am really nobody to speak on it because I don't know all the facts. So I don't know if you want to speak to Lenora off after it, or because she seems like she's having a bit of a hard time.
Yeah, but see the counseling. Get somebody to talk to, sit and talk it out. And if you have covered all the bases and made all the effort to fix it, if you think that it is unfixable or you're at the point where it's unfixable, then you have all right to make a decision that you think is best for you.
Yeah.
This is not an advice. This is not me giving somebody a Christian perspective or advice. This is me just talking generally as person to person. But for me, I would seek the help, seek the assistance. My first reaction is to fix. So if I'm not taking, if I exhaust all the attempts to fix, then maybe I need to sit and say, all right, weigh the issue and say maybe okay, this is it. It is unfixable.
Yeah. Sorry, Amoy. Lenora, you asked me to say the scripture again. It's Mark 10 verses 2-12. Mark 10 verses 2-12. Any problem you're having, you check the scriptures, even before you ask for worldly opinions or check the scripture. Don't read it wrong.
But always position yourself in a place where you do whatever God says.
Yeah.
Put yourself in a position to hear God. Put yourself in a position where you have a relationship with God, where whatever He says, you can trust what He says and follow that in faith. So it's not me sitting down as a person saying, what should I do? But it is me asking God, what should I do?
Yeah.
And that is how I try to.
And also, what should I do about me? And not so much about the other person. Because a lot of times God is calling us into prayer and fasting. He's calling us to release bitterness, but we're so intent on looking at the other party that He cannot work on us to work through our marriage. Because He can only work through us. Sometimes we are busy praying, God fix him, God make him change him way, God make him put on the toilet seat, God him. And forgetting about God, me. Forget about God, me. God, how can I contribute to making this marriage better? God, how can I be a better servant to my husband or to my wife? And I think that is the perspective that He wants us to take it from. And where we don't get the response, prayer and fasting never hurt nobody yet.
And sometimes the little things that we don't deal with in ourselves causes issues to be magnified. And sometimes they're not as big as how we are seeing it. But if we just try to gain that God perspective, we see a whole new different perspective and a whole new different reality. But we have been here 1 hour overtime. 35 minutes over the grace period. And it has really been a good, fruitful, reflective night. We know some of the questions were triggering, some of the questions. Chambray still there.
I knew she left. She never stayed through the whole thing.
So had to do another live.
We'll have to get you. Was so good. Oh my gosh.
I'm not want to choose we again. Shall
Why? Next time we can have conversations off air. Like I will be messaging you guys what you think about this. You know, because you're
and that's community for you.
Yeah.
Right? And so I want to thank you guys for being here. Don't be like my other guests, and when we end the live, on a run gone.
Ooh, shade being thorough.
I can't promise you that. Where's the time? 11:03.
You have no
I work tomorrow.
All right.
Listen, but I thank you guys for joining. I thank you guys for staying here. And let me know if you want more. Let me know if you want these three to come back. Let me know if you want other persons to come back. Let me know if you want to continue the self-discovery talk. Just let me know.
Yeah.
And so that we can give you guys what you need.
Thank you for giving me the platform. Thank you for giving us
the
here.
Yeah, definitely, Amar. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
We love you, boy.
Yes, and keep up the great work you're doing.
Yes, round of applause, queen.
Nobody.
I love to see that.
You never trust me, truly. You don't want to see me cry. Make Chris tell about it. But yes, thank you guys for being here. I'm going to end the live, but I feel like the conversation is going to continue. So thank you guys for joining. Share the video. If you're coming on late, you can rewatch. It's up on YouTube and it's up on Facebook, so you guys can just go back and click through if you want. Nice. Thank you guys again for joining and watching.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.